quality information
it's
on the
trending
matter
of the day. Okay.
And we give a lot of misinformation around health issues.
Okay.
A lot, you know.
So that's like when COVID came. They said if you drink 2 glasses of apple juice, you'll be cured. That's all misinformation.
You see, you don't need malice. You even consume the information. Sometimes even you take up some of the advice that information is given to you to ignorantly to do.
Right.
But this information on the other side is false.
Okay.
It's false information with intent.
It's deliberate.
And that intent is malicious. So in the case of Honorable Kojo Opon Nkrumah and Dr. Gideon Boako, who actually held a press conference, who have been in that role before, who was aware that under the Ministry of Information, he defended the budgets of Information Service Department, GNA, and had worked with the GBC, knowing this particular information, and yet sitting on national TV to say that 2 individuals have been given 78 million to do government communication. That was malicious and it was intent, and that is disinformation. And so what you do with this information is to expose the lies and let the people, you know, judge them for the mischief that they wanted to invite all of us, you know, to participate in. And that's a key example, recent example of fake news and then disinformation. When you don't have knowledge, then you are easily disinformed or misinformed, because somebody will just come and say that the office of the president has been giving 2 billion Ghana cedis, whereas they know that the office of the president is a passenger in the vehicle of office of government machinery, which vehicle has about 21 to almost 30 other passengers in it. So entities, different entities that come onto the office of government machinery all make up the budget that is allocated to the office of government machinery alone, which includes the office of the president, which includes the chief of staff's office, the vice president's office, and some other, you know, entities under that particular office.
Good to know.
So
very good to know.
It's so that you counter misinformation and you don't become complicit in anybody's proclaimed agenda.
Very important.
I think communicators within the presidency have to be proactive when such information goes out.
Absolutely.
Because until now, nobody, you know, would have understood that this
and I mean, if you hadn't,
because we all just take it that it went to the president's office.
And I mean, it was it was also useful to listen to Honorable Felix on the floor of Parliament to actually break down what exactly these monies were going to. He talks about the agencies that he superintends over and how this is
30 under the Office of Government Machinery, but under the Office of Government Communication, we now have the defunct Ministry of Information entities, which is GBC, GNA, and Information Services Department, and together their staff is over 2,500 staff, and the budget covers their compensation, which is salaries and allowances, their goods and services budget, and their capex, which is their capital expenditure. They are aware of these things. Now, 4 entities under national security.
All right.
You know, the research development, the national security. Yes, well, because these are very important things for the public to know. So the Ministry of National Security is no longer there. But there were 4 entities, major, you know, entities under them: the National Security Office itself, the Research Department, which is our intelligence staff based outside of Ghana, the NIB, and then the 4th one, which is the National Signals Bureau. Between these security agencies are over 7,000 staff. And you know their budget, it was colossal. Between the 7 new entities that we absorbed at the Office of Government Machinery, together they are doing more than 75% of the entire allocation to the Office of Government Machinery.
I see.
About countering the fake news industry. Again, we as journalists in this era of social media, we face a lot of threats. And the Internet of Things has come to stay with us. We cannot do anything about it, but we can ensure we build ourselves to be able to identify and stay on the right side. There are fake news stories that come up that have logos of established media houses, like Media General. You have faced it. So we are all in the same boat. So the media organizations must invest in, interventions to protect their media platforms. One of the things to do is to verify your pages, which many of our media organizations have done.
That's right.
But to also have an ongoing surveillance of, the internet, to see who and how your name is being used to perpetuate fake news.
Right.
So like I said, let me ask our viewers one question. So if a former information minister like Kojo Nkrumah, who knows or should know the workings of government, comes out publicly, consistently on several media platforms to say that the Honorable Minister of Government Communications, Felix Kwakye-Ofosu, and Shamima have been given 78 million Ghana cedis to do government communication work, would you describe that as misinformation or disinformation? So hopefully your viewers should answer.
I was going to answer, but it's a quiz that we can get.
Yes.
Go
but what would you describe
I
that
would
as?
describe that as, is that misinformation?
It is not misinformation.
It's disinformation.
It is disinformation.
And I say that because I heard Honorable Felix Kwakye-Ofosu actually address this in Parliament, and give a breakdown of actually where those monies are allocated or will be allocated, so that, yes, if he says that the money has been given, it's been given to him, but really it's the agencies under him that are receiving these monies.
So it's not misinformation. Number one, fake news is completely fabricated.
Okay.
It has no basis in facts. Somebody sits in their corner and cooks up a story. I gave Shadrach one of their flyers. If Shadrach would show it to your viewers, they would see what I'm talking about. Right now, if you scan social media, some 2 news portals in the last 2 weeks have been at the forefront of publishing complete fake fabricated stories. Ghana Today and News Africa with a K. So anywhere you see Ghana Today flyer with a quote, please treat it with contempt. It is most likely a fake story. Now, misinformation is you share some information by mistake because you did not have the full benefit of the facts. And half of the time, misinformation is reshared. So you get some information which you haven't verified, and so you pass it on, and you don't have any bias against anybody. You innocently pass it out, and it is not correct. That is misinformation. There's no malice behind the further dissemination of that information. But when you come, and often you spread it through ignorance because you either don't know better, you don't have any, quality information on the matter
of the day.
And we give a lot of misinformation around health issues. A lot.
So that's like when COVID came. They said if you drink 2 glasses of apple juice, you'll be cured. That's all misinformation.
You see, you don't mean malice. You even.
About TVXYZ baby I will share baby I was so untie power 97.9 FM wa kwa ba inside politics adwumedia so dia me so ye Nicholas ya owusu yosen wo betumi Aframic Nicholas me di dwumedi ho chia me from now cause 5:55 p.m. me ba cho bebre ye me guest na me fa information education wo hia ewe ye mfa more Ghana's #1 political show, so inside politics on your #1 television TVXYZ and Power 97.9 FM. Make us say social media platforms need now so yeah the dem to Facebook, woko TikTok and sana YouTuber yeah boss gaga wasuni na no betumi etumi ahwebi ma bibia etumi akonkan Power 979 FM. Power 979 FM. Facebook and TikTok here was so and sana TVXYZ Ghana. TVXYZ Ghana. No so Facebook, TikTok woko YouTuber XYZ Broadcasting. YouTube XYZ Broadcasting. And today now betumi ahwebi ma di be make out say yeah na wo satellite platforms so so called satellite so yeah was so papa make multi TV digger works. When sabe to me akaye was so woko free to air digital hospital and also ye was super papa obetumi ahwe dwumadi bi men ye selfish catch on you be nonsense country ni bi say inside politics dwumadi Ghana no obi etie no fi say hana Ghana kasa hana Ghana tie hana nsempani na waso betumi ate na wehu meko ukotie nkan ne de amfantene si wara anti hana say utumi tie mon bi so ntumi ntie bi na mon share my social media mon share mon kwaso share na nkofo hu nsempa ene ne pa ye wo mamu ewie nti ewie de ensem bebre na na egu bamba so nde so me guest am ni omo eye fidue ma ye bete Madam Anita de Soso ye bete nka former vice chairperson or sanye former women organizer de ma eye ndi samayeku ye bete nka sana researcher or sanye communicator eye Abu Sadiq no so ye bete nka wo efidie kese so nti na de memfa wonsa enka efidie but nsama wo ho ba kwansa ye si muna ye di enkomo ye eye Ghana Water Company Limited Ghana Water Company Limited honorable eye Mutawakilu yesremu asesi admin say wona kwanchefo awada Ghana Water Company Limited ano kwanya Ghana Water Company Limited efa so no enye easy bi mo since December omuhu eye pipeline water da na nkofo so asesi omo tonsuo maye no mo pe no musi ton maye nkofo omo Water Metro omo Ashama municipality poni nimpotem wokọ sakomo na ne nimpotem a omo breye papa nungwa so matise be 1 month osu hey kura so say osu so be 1 week ni a no so insu maye menim so osu dia na abade a eno so ndra report e be da menim no na some part of osu so insu mba nti e bisa Ghana Water Company Limited say dia na ekoso nti aba sa honorable Mutawakilu wona we the new MD de Ghana Water Company yes remo pa say mo betumi etu ana mo impo no mo maye hu sentinti ansuo no mba ehia pa wo mo maye hu sentinti ansuo no mba no mo hu ana mo nto metu fi say pipe na ma nsuo no flow ebiom medi ho so no say emma no so bo so be so ya pe na ma sign the bill abre ha adwene since December na ensure mbe ha adwene minu mo mo spentest na meka hu omu na dia dance se meko no ha adwene yi papa nti eye humble player mede ma mpanifo ne se mombombodin na momma yensue muntu ha na momboa na nsu no ntumi flow fi se meko so no ha adwene yi meko so no enyin ye kwakwakwakwa nti we ni ensensem ana se chopa mede tu mpanifo anim onobo Mutawakilu monhwe na Ghana Water Company Limited no monhwe man nsu no flow maye na nsuo no mba na mo de bela ba ye de ntu afise nsuo mba tika ye de betua bill no eno na ye de to nsue ha adwene ye nti we ye chopa kese a ye de to mpani efo anim so mbetumi aboa ma bibia etumi akonkan nti o more serious note ne nsema egu bamba so na ye ba ebedi eho enkomo na ye bedi nkomo a endra ebede edwa say a former Bank of Governor, former Bank of Ghana, governor, former Bank of Ghana governor, a friend, Dr. Addison, Endra, a national security operative, Biko PMO, wo ni fie na idea etosebia etosoda penifu bisa no etumi kokohwe se de na ekoso community na ma ekoso woni fie na we na national security operative ni bi ekopie mu former Bank of Ghana governor fie Dr. Addison fie no ende ye kokohwe micro minority a minority in parliament led by Afenyo Markin omuko PM de a press conference shishano na na press conference omo de shishano no omo accusing national security operative and say omo call Dr. Addison former Bank of Ghana governor fee no dia me pacho bebre omo tumi afa na yeni jewelry sibia ewo ho omo wie so san so far 10,000 Ghana cedis we yensema omudu tuja nti omu kacha His Excellency John Dramani Mahama so unstoppable national security operatives no wo ekwan bia omafaso etu sa na moya emboa we yensama omudu betuja na obi chese nti omu kobo se che opese omu chese nkofu to me for 10,000 some for jewelry ana yanko parliament and pay press conference and micro minority ne betu dwa normal bo national security operative omuko PMO wo former Bank of Ghana governor fee omo cheso omo ria 10,000 Ghana cedis amo sign for jewelry account yenkotie afenyo market nsemo de tudwa.
Minority caucus is here to express its concerns about the growing lawless conduct of our national security operatives who the government has unleashed on opponents, particularly the MPP appointees of former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. We've heard of some raids, and in some cases, these so-called security operatives rob these officials when they are leaving their premises. They force their way, overpower the security, and enter these premises. This Rambo-style approach must cease. This is the first time in the history of our country that a governor of a central bank is being subjected to such a treatment. Unfortunately for the governor, some 10,000 cedis on his bed could not be found. So some of these hungry party foot soldiers that they use, who parade themselves as national security operatives, are after all perhaps not even being paid, and they use this opportunity to steal. The governor's wife's earrings and necklaces were also not traced.
Honorable Alexander Afenyo Markin oye minority leader onuna odensem na atudwa na asemo ka menene ya adwene se woka se full soldiers national security enyo bia na eni nura ho operative no ye form nim security ka security a omuni monte oraja kpamo no ye nim se waye military officer da timo no omonam na nye full soldiers kofa afọ bua ye kofo mbebi ante no de Afenyo Markin, me no nya adwene wo sa asem na aka no ho twe sign kra menim se mpanifo ate nti sa na muntu no se ye no krede a ombetu no ma ahwehwem na bibia etumi akonkan na ma sa asemi na no so abeto edwa ana nkofo ka se nti hwan na suma sa nkofui ma omokoye na enyo bia se deputy attorney general Dr. Justice Shram sai ono no say osumaye ma omokoye kohwe sa dwumedi nti ade a mpanifo ankasa gitum enya se bia ora jakpane ne dom omoso ya na omokofie ekobom pum 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 Radisson bi wumpoma na yembrem behwem ekoso ade a attorney general's department yeka aban krachi penny ohwen ye mbrasam so omo ne somaye mo ye sa search no wo ho nti enya de a efi bibia ya approve by the office nti so obi ti a nya so obi ne dom ne bo mutim poko robi fiesa enya sa fi se make say attorney general office a confirm so omo ne somaye muma yenkoti Dr. Justice Shram sai ono no deputy attorney general nsema odetudwa.
Concerns are on two sides. There are a group of people who believe that the AG is actually being slow, and there's another group of people who are of the view that the AG is being aggressive. Last night there were some searches conducted in some homes, and the views are divided. But I would like to assure the public that we are, as much as we can, pursuing persons who are believed or are suspected to have looted, state assets, being money or other properties. We are committed, and work is going on day and night for that to be done. Most importantly, we are also doing so within the framework of rule of law, because as you may know, there have been instances in the past where persons who are suspected have been treated, have been arrested in manners that don't comply with the rule of law. where violation of human rights and other laws have been broken just because people are suspected. We've also witnessed instances where people have been put on trial for years without any evidence and without any conviction, without any trial, and they wake up, go to court, and they are just spending money on lawyers. We are determined, and when I say we, I mean my boss, the Attorney General. He is of the view, his policy is that he will not put anyone before any court without having sufficient evidence to prosecute the person. So the reason for the delay we are seeing, or what most of the public are seeing as delay, is that we are making sure that we get the right. We get it right. We get the evidence before we put someone in court. We are not in the business, or we will not be in the business of putting people before the court and now seeking permission to go and now look for the evidence. At least we must have what we call sufficient evidence to be able to put people before criminal court. The offices, there are so many. So if you look at how government works, we work with other institutions, and people submit complaints. So, but every search that you see, is part of the government framework to fight the corruption, and we take responsibility for the search that are happening, and we want to make it clear that those searches and the mode in which they were done in accordance with law. Warrants were procured and warrants were used to conduct those searches.
Enti the atene no na ensem ni na no bebrenti ase adenti a ema attorney general penifo mo mutu anamo ne se abra Dr. Anderson odi na adwuma ba wie ya o fa ne kuku ne nkaka akono ye ka volta anase bi mo bi se obi abeti ase no safe of a safe bi fi Bank of Ghana ho wo wie na adwuma yi niam fi office no safe bi o de call ye no inti na ma omo di achire ko searche ye safe ne de omo ko hu woni fie but omo ko ye na omo ko bie safe ne mo no na echese sika bia enim but inti enya ne se ofa sa safe na vault no na de ko fie inti eno nti na ma national security operative e di achire ko ye se omo ko akwhwe sa save na vault no omo de ko ye ne se aso bibi sa wom anase omo ko hu pepepe se mo hu ye no omo ko na ho bad manet ne se e ade ana bibi anim nti Ghana for obi etia enye obia which hands ni bi no obi ye anase obi eni di obi achi te se mankofo ka se enye sa kra ne te obi eni ndi obi achi but imum e sa de na ode ko ye no na omu susu ehu ne se bibi wom omu ko ye mkoto sa de ni si wo pepepe imum na ya empty ade na bibi anim nti de etene no nsema minority kan nsema omu ka no mamma ye ntosu ebiangu ye ni enfanda dance bia mbacha sansem no fi se asem no nokra bia anim nti se wuti a de etene no sa asem no ade a nokra bia anim nti orade senso ifi omu ko ye no ana search omu ko ye no ehu ensem eni bino no wonim say nyame ya adom ochena the Ghana Black Stars gina ko ano na baby a Black Stars edu no ye hia obi ampaibo me no de menim say aye AFCON no ye ntumi anko AFCON no de ye ntumi anko but Masasia ultimate ni daso World Cup countries miensa na hosti ni na no mu ode kakra mienu de mu ode ye US of A, Mexico and Canada. And he says ya na Ghana fu ni abre nyame ya adom ochine ye chi he ya Accra Sports Stadium. Aha, e chi he ya Ghana Black Stars BC akaina preparation no na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama first gentleman of the state e be hia so betumi akọ encourage players no mo kodidi nkomo kakra na yahwe meko the state of Accra Sports Stadium na Black Stars so to say omo faith to say omo hoden adwene to say first gentleman of the republic dey also okona motivate omo kakra eti nura ade a okoye no omo kasae catch omo 2025 African Cup of Nations AFCON disappointment PM ma ya yetena ha ma HSS stima yenim so omo kra de nchi omo nimbo obokra tumi be hyeyen Sudan hyeyen na HSS ya reho sempa na ema yenim gwase yentumi an qualify but o see Baby also ye na ban ye na Black Stars to me qualify na call World Cup no. FIFA World Cup 2026 no obetumi aye aboa. It is hard ye made this so call so ma okupi mu Accra Sports Stadium endra. Ma pese e be kone ekoti abra His Excellency John Dramani Mahama on Ghana Black Stars okupi mu ni omo didi nkomo ni omo penifo ni na nti wa wo hwe kesemfo yi Ghana Black Stars ni no say si ade ye skipper your sign your friend Jordan Ayu for ndi omu yo madwuma and Jordan Ayu coach Otto Addo wom say Ghana ye den ye say Otto Addo asanso bebi edri de ye nyina me ye US amekọ unya US ebekọ World Cup so ba etumi ma economy ne ma koso intimate bi ama me mama obi amfa negative prayers bi ante o machi ye mbom pai mo mo na echina child free wo hwe place na say eyi inter colleges for ye mbom pai na intumi show mo bebre ye twa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ono na ogina ho na wo behu minister in charge of sports so ansana management committee Stephen Tornado appear owura Randy Abe omo na ewo ho mo nkoko tie nsem no akọ so ndra wa Accra Sports Stadium in area.
Here on behalf of all Ghanaians as the President of the Republic to just cheer you on and encourage you. Ghanaians have had their hearts broken by the fact that we didn't qualify for the AFCON. But even where we qualified for the AFCON, we crashed out very early the last time. And so we haven't given up on you. We still believe that the Black Stars can find its glory again. And it's dependent on you and the technical team and the management committee. We can come and play the football. We can make the resources available. We can come to the stadium and cheer you on. But eventually, the goals will come from these feet that are right here. And so, it takes sacrifice. It takes strength. We all like to watch you when you play for your teams, and we expect that you bring some of that dedication to the national team. Playing for the national team is not as lucrative as playing for your individual teams, but still that sense of pride and patriotism that your nation, has gone to the World Cup is something that is worth dying for. And so, before you start the qualifiers, let's put the AFCON debacle behind us, and let's look forward and know that we can redeem ourselves. I know that in the World Cup qualifiers, you're going to redeem yourselves. Play and we qualify, Ghanaians will find it in their hearts to come fully behind the team again. And I know you can do it. I mean, you're all talented players. We're going to continue to support you, not only for the World Cup, but beyond. We think that we must build a very strong team. And the way to build a strong team is to find the resources to bring you together as much as possible so that you're playing together. And Captain, you and your squad, we're counting on you on Friday. Let's take it step by step. Let's win this one. And I'm sure that the next one, which is going to be away, if we're able to corner that one too, we'll take it step by step. And I'm sure that by the grace of God, we'll find ourselves. It's United States, eh?
Yes.
And Canada.
Yes,
so by the grace of God, we'll find ourselves in US. Maybe by then they would have finished their tariff wars so that we can have a great tournament. So coach, you and your technical team, you play as much a role as the players. You need to build their morale. You need to make the right calls at the right time. And so it's not only the players, but it's also you who are the management team who are directing the game. Your role is also very important. And so let's go for it. Go Black Stars. I am.
Eminem says Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the Nyam or the Kopie Mono Ahunka will share the skipper himself Jordan Ayu on a head coach the Ghana Black Stars Otto Addo a technical team and will share a management committee be any achi in Empire Bonnie say Black Stars or Che between a Chad Bear a 4-0 Bina BBA to me a conkai. Nayaka is Excellency John Dramani Mahama Semi or Ghana for Kwaya Mufasuma. Minya 57% no on kana no ntum so chin o my Ghana in 16 regions na otumide enase no odo to aso ye unsa wakọ regions be central ne ade western ne ade says ya no assign aba otua eye regional turnus we kopie mu upper east region and to make us say we call Boga Jubilee Park a whole route to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama or the new nyame kopie mu eye upper east region eye Boga Jubilee Park nti bibia de dem na okasa ye bekwa akofa abra oni mpenifo edi enkomo wo Boga eye Jubilee Park nti muntamu tuku na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama o shase so okasa obekasa 57% no so nkana no ntum ma ya de ma bro na dwene nti ase so nti odamase o so datime muso ase no mo mu se no krama ma ya ma ne so deni nti onka na no ntum na adwuma so a ya hye ne so mra meye no ono ne de na nya ye na yesum no ono wabasa oba besum oba besevo nti oba save de oda ase a ma ye de be ka ho bia so behwe na waye ma bibie tumi akonka nti enya feed no na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama kasa wo Boga Park na say Boga Jubilee Park ye beko na yakofa eye kasa no menu so ye eye galamsey illegal mining ekoso wo man Ghana ade a won galamsey no ano aye den but ade His Excellency John Dramani Mahama oni ne sector minister eye owura eye Kofi Boa Amaboa dwumedi omudi no ebra adwen nti ase so na nya boa paye ni itirimu esum ne adwembone a nti ya to abawie na walusia na oguso issue eye license de man kofo eye adwembone ye kese the New Patriotic Party MPP omu ni adwempa de magana fo nti ya to abani ye na omu ya 38% so adwea and ye ntungume na ye ma aban ne mbre no mo sha see issue licenses mo fenkotu galamsey wey na ye minister in charge of lands and resources natural resources or mine honorable Kofi Amaboa or some says he had a revoke license from 7th December ye to abawi in 7th December abc 6th January 2025 nti ade a waje license papa ye for so kosoje na ye kwaye forest reserve a ye de esi wo so sa reserve de mama obi enkum na o makoshem chema wontumi ne nkofo ne mining ni so din de akonta mining so ne na akonta na ye you said you na o mu shem na o mu tusa nyame adom forest reserve 7 a ye wo o motumi age yes 5 a o mugu so hwe o mo reso o metumi age na nyame metumi akonka nyame adom o chen behwe say ye betumi enya mpanifo mu fi ho so aba na o madi nkomo say na etisen te na hwe be di nkomo afa mining ho pa wo aha de na eko ye be de na won ma galamsey yetumi ahwe etuso nti ade a minister tu ho esa wotumi revoke license free mo a ye de mo 7 December 2024 be si 6th January 2025 wotu ho na mo papa nti wagege sa license ni na mapese ye beko na yekotie fi honorable Kofi Amaboa ho no minister in charge of lands and natural resource in Sema Auditoria.
We are going full steam ahead to revoke all licenses based on the findings. Even all licenses, small scale licenses that were issued from December 7th is hereby revoked. Whether you have EPA licenses, because the finding is very clear. Those licenses from December 7 were rushed, the due processes were not followed, and the right things were not done.
Well, we took our time to set up a committee, 2 committees in fact. One of them made up of security experts and others, including some journalists. And another committee which was made up of professionals in the mining sector were to basically do a complete review with information from the field. It was very clear that the licenses from December 7 up were done in a rush without due diligence, and in some cases some of the reports in the interim reports was that some of these communities that are supposed to be impacted were not engaged as required by law. So it was very, very clear that there has to be restart on those aspects. But we also thought it was important that even though the overall small-scale mining licenses across border had also fought with so many problems, there was the need to have, the committee had recommended a complete revocation, but after a complete discussion, it was very clear that we still needed to set up a technical team, and that's why today we did that, to basically review and validate all those existing licenses as we go forward. Remember, we are dealing with all these multiple challenges with illegal mining activities, with illegal activities in our forests as well, with the destruction of our water bodies. And we are confronted with this fight to make sure we do reforestation in degraded lands and bring back our waters from brown to blue. The last thing we want is to make sure that people who have licenses are also adding to the problem. We need to really sanitize the licensing regime and make sure that those who have licenses are also playing by the rules. And it's very clear that that is not happening. And so this will be an opportunity for us. For example, I think we were going to ask the follow-up, what are some of the specific violations? I've given you one.
Yeah.
Multiple licenses have been given to people who have not even bothered to follow up on renewals, follow up on their EPA renewals. Some of them are completely violating the rules in terms of mining beyond the boundaries that they've been given and destroying, entering into water bodies. The whole processes and the guidelines they've been given is complete violations. They are basically engaged in illegal activities. And so,
and these only affect those licenses issued post December 7?
Well, the post December, it's obvious to me that the post December 7th, if you look at the quantum of licenses and the rush with which those lines were given, it was obvious that the time period needed to basically do all the processes and go through the validation process. There will be opportunities for penalties being paid. There will be opportunities for some of these licenses to basically do some few things. For example, if you have taken 20 licenses and we've identified these areas, we are struggling. Today in Parliament, they were asking me how much money I've received to go and do reclamation. Should it be the responsibility of a government that is already struggling with money to go and find money to go and do reclamation of damaged places where businessmen have made money and left? This is going to be an opportunity for us to go back to look at these mining companies that are already saddling us with this huge amount of money we need. And one of the reasons why we are also moving to this recategorization, large-scale mining companies are required to post bond, okay? And those bonds, they also get insurance. And you know what? So if they finish and the inspection is done and they have not met the requirements, those bonds are going to be used to really do the reclamation, all the things they failed to do. We are moving to a place where this recategorization will now allow us, for example, for those in this category of medium scale, to basically require some responsibility. We are getting to that point where we are going to hold the small scale and scale mining companies accountable to make sure that they also take responsibility for everything that goes wrong. So it will not be a headache of government looking for money for people who have acted irresponsibly. Okay? So as we speak, visit districts where mining, small scale mining has done, or I'm not even talking about illegal mining.
Just small scale, legal, small scale
mining. Some of them have really done the work, left to other places, and they've not done the reclamation. Exactly what are we doing to get them to go back and fix the mess before they move to the next one? This process allows.
And the honorable Amako Fibua onuna yatene nkano osesesiano omu pushi for funding between abu abaino na yetumi akon etia illegal mining na ekoso fisho me ekoso na betumi reclaim lands ahoni na ni na so esikasem enti omu pushi for funding betumi aboa na bibia etumi akonkan ti se ma Francis ne ho epre no enti biom yepem yekoye nima ma owura kwachi ofosu wonim say ono no minister in charge of communication, government communication, say aban kesiem aban tina bia be kasa ina no honorable kwachi ofosu ono na okasa edema aban no wasa kwan no so na budget 2025 honorable atoba forsen ode betu dwa kama last week enije ebae no ye ya pe MPP Kojo Opon Kroma, former Minister of Information, Sanso ye MP Dema of Fancy Ayirebi, one Nunia Doctor Gideon Boakun, Omasha say Kasakasoni MP Dema Tano North, say 78 billion. Mode ko presidency abanti abiano esododo eni nsema no mo kaka ha adwene ye na honorable kwachi ofosu abeka say hey minority nsema mu kan mu mfere ho wo mamo keke ho munjai mamo keka no yanko na yankohwe honorable Felix kwachi ofosu ne nsema oduturia.
Colleagues on the other side know that the finance minister has provided evidence of mismanagement of the economy in the 8 years that they were in power. They have begun to wage a campaign of disinformation with a view to demonizing this budget. Mr. Speaker, many speakers on their side have made claims that are untrue about allocations in this budget made to the office of the president and office of government machinery. Mr. Speaker, I happen to speak for that office, and therefore I am in a position to correct all the distortions and misinformation that they put out. They have also claimed that 78 million Ghana cedis have been allocated to my office. And finally, they have also claimed that 50 million Ghana cedis has been allocated to the office of the president for research. Mr. Speaker, none of these claims are true. Mr. Speaker, it is also false for anybody to say, and this is a house of records, so I wish to place it on record, that my office has not been given 78 million Ghana cedis. There are 3 agencies that I superintend, namely the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, the Information Service Department, and the Ghana News Agency. These 3 agencies alone have 2,537 civil servants. And it is these civil servants who have been allocated 78 million Ghana cedis in both goods and services. Mr. Speaker, as I speak to you, when you come to government information management machinery, when they were in power, there was a whole ministry that had a minister, a deputy, and 76 directors and employees to manage government information. Mr. Speaker, in addition to this, when you came to the presidency under the Akufo-Addo government, they had a total of 28 people managing the presidency's communications. As I speak to you, there are only 7 of us managing the presidency's communications and the entire government communications. Mr. Speaker, when they were in power, they had, at the presidency alone, they had 4 directors of communications. They had 5 deputy directors of communications. They have 2 communication specialists. They have 3 communication officers. They have 5 technical communications assistants. They have a media aide. They have a multimedia manager. They have an assistant media liaison officer. They have a communications consultant. They have a presidential advisor on media who himself had a technical advisor to the presidential advisor. Mr. Speaker, in addition to this, they have a spokesperson on infrastructure. They have a spokesperson on governance and security. They have a spokesperson on economy.
Mr. Mecca, hey, na Mecca because a hard dream. Hey, a hard dream, papa, MPP aban ebuoman Ghana no muni sebiwa, omuni ayem shishema omai, omba so mbe buoman no. Omone omo appointees in Mecca home. Na me pese me bibi kakra atremo a budget a bedo adwano wo hwe compensation budget for office of the government machinery only ono kra no eno na the television no so no enti wo ma yen hwe 2024 etwam koi 2024 compensation budget for office of the government machinery only 2024 no 336 326.9 million Ghana cedis. 2024 326.9 million Ghana cedis. Na yemfento to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama obi o cut cost obi o dwen ye home 2025 only 144.3 million Ghana cedis. Enye na ebeka dey. Yebeka anti ono no compensation budget for office of the government machinery only. Staff strength of office of government machinery. Yanko 2024 only 2,513. 2,513 more television the mobile to me now for the benefit of your listeners who mutie with Power 97.9 FM on the year chimino staff strength of office of the government machinery 2024 nanado dieno 2,513 the His Excellency John Dramani Mahama dia 2025 1,072 1,072 and any a year way into Washa a chese Andrew Nanado Diani Babyao 1,072 2025 and Sana the total compensation budget for office of the government machinery Ministry of Information, Ministry of National Security staff strength 10,974 10,974 into 2025 on Koteni 2.7 billion Ghana cedis. Yempa ben we ne pedi aban odwene or see nkwala hia nkrasefo hia boreholes ye pese school under trees ye yifi ho na nkwala atumi tena classroom suade ene me county makati cost Sasi kei ne betumi dia bibie hia na wo hwe 2024 eka ye bogu ho wotie honorable kwache ofosu a ha wo che media nkoten ye media liaison officer ne deputy consultant media we HSA bebre na nkasa na yati we so a wo Gideon Boako doctor woni Kojo Opon Kroma mo seden eno na that TV no so no nti wankasa compare the two 2024 na 2025 we ye Ghana ni na wo hwem we ye Ghana ni na wo tie mi a hu abanya odwene mene wo hu abanya meseden odwene mene wo hu His Excellency Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo wa boman no monhwe ekwan a omuni afaso na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ebaye otumi akate course wafa nipa kuma bi so omunya adwuma o hye bo 60 ministers wa ye ne sa dia biom Abra Nanado dia na 127 yenye den biom weni abanya odwene Ghana fo nti se Kojo Opon Kroma ne Gideon Boako ntiatia mbobom KKK a akohusem atro yensi omu hey because omu ni madwuma na omu pese omu to mfutro gu Ghana fo ani atro ni bi no nti de eteno no nyame adom yedum so ntitru che wo ba the southern sector de enim se electricity company of Ghana omu na ehwe say na ECG omu nya panin nti ema na niema bi kokoso nyame adom His Excellency John Dramani Mahama odiosayo yo wafa the minister in charge of energy so etumi say America say ya appointed Mr. John Aiku Okanse. Mr. John Aiku Okanse on the Nessia Obeye acting managing director the Electricity Company of Ghana. Mr. John Aiku Okanse. And to say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Afani Energy Minister so Honorable John Abdullah Jinapo say Siano Ura John Aiku Okanse ono obeye the new acting deputy managing director, the new acting deputy managing director Edema Electricity Company of Ghana. Enti Ura John Aiku Okanse ono minim se wabe obetumi aboa because eya ha won kane no mudundum ne sabotage and ra say me ho na me hu so mudundum yes chemists bi ho me mpese ndem mekwa me hu se me ho nso medum no nti minim se John Aiku Okanse ono so nim die ne ntete onim no yisigi mu obeba adwuma ma bibia atumi akonkan nti ate asem de yisigi niam abeye papa we onimede na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama on appoint obi akeke obi a onimede na o appoint na ode beboa nti idiate no me pa cho ma wo hwe television de Jubilee Park Boga ha mini anom na ewurem no ha Jubilee Park Boga aha His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ode ne ton ekopie mo ho aha Tongo Culture Troop ene ehuhuri no ye me kwado asa kai aha me kwado asa kotokroba na omukita no aha kotokroba sa na ye ka no ono na omudidi asa no nti His Excellency John Dramani Mahama owo Boga Jubilee Park ho na yehuno se mri ni dru na okasa ye ne be rom ma wo so wetumi ehu ma medical catcher say ene ye wo anyon fire mama wa ha honorable Anita Disoso ye beti madam nka ende sa so na beti ye brother ye nia ya dinna Abusadek metwa so makanisa ye beti ono so nka but ya ko be ina na pese 2025 ye di ni yie no ya pom di ni hia na apomidi ni hia so a edro ba kwa wo yare onya bi no ebetumi aboa me ba XYZ broadcasting me sha so wo ajenga no na me sha se menu medre na ye draw yare onya betumi abo obi ho a na kuma boni pepepe abnormal eto se bi on sane wo nan ayetititi so ananse na achew ananse na mhe na chew me pa cho bebre wo hia mu booster cholesterol level na bete so na abo ni pedua na bibia tumi akonka tumi samboa mamboje ni tumi circulate edi efu sane yie ho komo na ye bebedi tumi sembre meko na ene openi okasa edeboa edwuma efre anase edro efre no Victory Garlic mixture yakwekodi hu nkomo minim so ba ekra ofe na nkofo ahase bede for mienu na esi ha no chese papa na okode ne nsa pan na de ko enye easy because edro ne papa ora akwa aba na bibia abakodi and the pa Victory Garlic mixture mo ma no famity for
ewia nyumere ye chechi odofo bi ode na fidie ato TV XYZ don fa na so emfam ye ndi nkomo kakra Ghana fo nyina ede nche bia mam temfa ma doctor Mwako se Ghana fo se menkata doctor se doc ene wie enumere wo mo da wase isan se wa ma wo mo nya tentem wamma ebi anda no nkokoro da dwon obi an ada wo mo enkofo to garlic mixture sa wudo bebe na fiansa na nkofo hu kwan no Victory Garlic mixture eba adwaman so enye na obi wo no monte se ka wo mo Victory Garlic mixture nka ya nkasa bebiri na mbum esanse mpanyifo se de bia kwata foforo bensuom eni je bi wo ho no mo ameka Victory Garlic mixture ebi anda na edi kan a do afidi ato na se na edi kan a wote ye nka Order from the Victory Garlic mixture no enya de woyare ngwa no nya Victory Garlic mixture sa obese moja di umafu sani yia mentwema yare emansana obi wo ho amene no ekasei oye maame oye papa oye nua oye dofobia amene ni kasa sesie oho no manane nase atatai empobwa ehye na ewura wonte obi wo no manane nsa aye ni titisiri woda sori bia no a na wohim ne nsa saa obi wo no manane nan ode pemmo pampam makacho sasase nya uboni bia de wunya eye Victory Garlic mixture pe Victory Garlic mixture edoni binanum ebeboa ma moja timi adiafusani ye woni paduan mu ma wonti ni mu ada ho no na moja na timi akwaba se moja ntimi ndi mu afusani ye ba na safe de na obi wo no ma ontimi na obu on anajo oda 2 hours na eni so atin afebo se na ohwe chance dan sa ko hunu sa de bechi odofo kwa dwom bakoda obu betumi afa so yi wadi mesra unya victory garlic mixture edura ba adwama nso a ebomo da seni da yie maka cho se mema obi ma wa edura e hye se da na mum no edura enuane no awudo wom na ebo ma ne padwan etimi ada se na ebe ya wo be reduce stress obi wo hono ma mene ne kase na kuma boni peri na kuma boni gigim me bacho me sraw ni nyina no e kire se mojan entimi mpompi yi enkwa akoma no ho obi wo yadwuma kakra bia na wa bre woni ne ko baabi enche kakra wo se mahom na wote so saa order for me sra unya victory garlic mixture a doctor Mwako da ba adwama nso ko we bre efra ya omse ominu we na anya to me sra ukwa adwama nso nya victory garlic mixture one mu no bebre na nso onu victory garlic mixture ni bi order for ko pebi na to ya boya ho modern say victory ba Ghana ha enye na asem enu nti herbal shop biara pharmacy shop bia odi won ma be na bi na waton we obi a wo herbal shop wo so pharmacy shop na sa won ton victory garlic mixture ni bi order for me sell na just say you are doing more harm than good enu nti ko pe victory garlic mixture o kan hanu ma ko repass ventures o be na bi won wa tu na waton o pe ba ko nso do repass ventures a be na bi me say e repass e wo enkran udu won ma also be victory garlic mixture papa na ba dwama nso a e boda sani ma moja ti me defu ye evusani woni badwam we ye be ma na wo hwem na wutie men se moja ntimi andu ma evusani ye resrew na cha se wo ho kese papa emmo okra ma wuntini no emu enna ho eno nti wo be ma onya victory garlic mixture we oba mesrew wa fichire kono eba nanu nansa na de bona wosafo hene mesrew obu ono ma bosomu miensa na video kwa ba akopɛ we oba unya victory garlic mixture ni bi wonom a ebe boss akwa no so masara ha ni nyina afuni badwam obi ono ma yeka oseme ebia me wo diabetes obi wo oseme wo pressure obi bia ni wonom a wo diabetes or pressure awonu victory garlic mixture wani ho dance obi se bia me num aduro da doctor de matu aduro so envunso bia ne hu so ba no victory garlic mixture wodi ane se wonu god na doctor de dia ma una 30 minutes time na wanu victory garlic mixture yempani company e wo Ghana hanu ma ya bu aduro hu de re catch yourself ye wo 24 hour economy bia be si bia frɛ ye number no e 0242 54 5633 frɛ na mane sɛsi a wopɛ do ni bia to aton wopɛ bia to ɔha du panchiechire mu bi frɛ 0242 54 5633 yene company e wadwuma Ghana hanum a yɛse yɛde yɛdo no to bia de be si bia da frɛ na boy amane wo pressure wo diabetes ebebu papa obi wo hono ma mene ne kasa nefu akese nefu akese be cholesterol fat akoni padwanum obi wo no enama na dwodidi enya wonfom so a obi wo madwuma wo yenti no obafuro ka kra be ko du fie no na afa de ade asa eba ne side ne emu odu na wudie obi wo no ma yeka bia wasemi de mentimi nyan ontimi nyan a the solution ni nyina ne se udidi wie na wanu victory garlic mixture ne bi dia guso ebebo adagese aduane ntem sada be esuzu so boni bia emechire emfama ofu akese yesi cholesterol ebeba form e dia mam e bia fat ejina hu bebre obu wo ma na fun ayakese ya besrew unya victory garlic mixture na ohu ni padwanu ma ne bedano enya hode na sipia sita maka cho sem ye de ya mfansi jaso eye victory garlic mixture wom garlic wom afensu de ni kakra na ye de preservative bia mfanka ho ye ngoba bibia mfamfra ne nyina ye natural eni nto bibia ni won maka cho se victory garlic mixture for ye nsama na ne se wana no victory garlic mixture when dia dance ye se da bible kan no o se wana manya bibia wan che na na mu victory garlic mixture for bia nto obi Ghana ha oni adanse adanse ni de bebre obi se me wo white na menu victory garlic mixture se se white no se tu yo se ayira ekọ e ma me nso me ho atome obi se yare wo mu kanyina me ni bi orafo me srew men twa yade ansa wapɛ ade bebo ni padua ho ban victory garlic mixture ne bo ma moja timi dia fusani ye wo ni padua no mu se de be ya wo dan kwa ma bi hunsan ko ye titiriti dan kwa ma bi wakoma enko bo per dan kwa ma bi wofu enko yakese dan kwa ma bi wonase enye wo titiriti dan kwa ma bi white embet na oni padua no mu oda se ne bia wodi na wanu bia ntiase se esa se ye nnuan dodo na ye kra benti no chemicals a wodo ye de ye nnuan ye de gu nnuan na so no ye di ne nya ho sunsun bo na nde yare adoso no pese yade betisa woni badwamu a onya victory garlic mixture mentwema yade ne mansa fe we bi si wufie aya victory garlic mixture me pato fe bi si wufie sesi e se de be ya enwan na yedi ko ni badwamu chemical ni nyina no e wadwane ni mu no we kope na neutralize no na fe de chemical no na ho di ni nyina ba form esase yade garlic and ye akatwade ewo e de ewo asanso afra orofo opa pomodere mapa mentwan yare ansa we anya de ase ya twense yare amnansa victory garlic mixture no ebebo hu ni padua me siesie ni padua no media makase obi bia wedi from 25 26 wo kwa akodu 60 70 every kosuru uma victory garlic mixture epa ufia na de wa na waye makato so obi onu victory garlic mixture bia ni wonu mu a efi January egosi December so ba yare a na bia oboyere na ya wo ya esan se we no ewele badua no mu a ema immune system ni nya hodren ema ne bedema soldier fo ni nya hodren enkwammo ni nya hodren na kota yare wa wodo obi biamba victory garlic mixture ni bi NCV no wonum ebo indigestion ebo ma moja timidia fusani ye wo ni padua mu ade bia ne ho betimidia choda se ni wasasi so a echenya pomodene se wo ma obi ka na oni apomodene odimi ntwi se wo che obi fie na oni apomodene papa otrem kwa nani kura nye ene nti wo pa chade de akoche obi a mana pomodene na pomodene nyina se obepe victory garlic mixture chira kwan obi wa menene kase o se de bia na sem hu na eba ehyehyeme asi ya soja egu mi ni paduam bo se de bia na hu na tutunu ena me donku ena me sisi ena me ha ni nyina na se unya victory garlic mixture woni paduanum eko ni paduanum pe afenu na ni paduan intinu emu ade dada ho ni paduan akwa ni nyina enya eno be bo na ma nya hodene mentina ho ma chemicals bebrebe ni die enya wode pe victory garlic mixture ni bi na fa ye wadura obenom ene ti ukotena herbal center shop bia wa Ghana uduru wa wode okay na se upe victory garlic mixture mo bi fa 6 nda no na ukose pe victory garlic mixture o se ebi wa ye adwuma sa wo se de bi me de pe victory garlic mixture esa se ye ni atentem ye ntina mo bi member dadae de bia na nkofo atwa kokko da Jones a de bi victory aba mo bi ani da ho te kan eda no last week Thursday ye kasa wa hawie pe na papa bi fra ye o se mi koto victory garlic mixture ni bi e wa santimantem na me na sia tata na doctor ensesa ya mi hu ave da kuma atie ko no o se papa ahoto aba eduro bagiriwa ayatrema enye 16 bottles no enye 20 bottles no na mbom no unu victory garlic mixture wa be hunu se wa pomodin ACPS ta moja be die fusane ye national tata na beko ya efu na ekese na be jai cholesterol bebrebe ni nyina so betema apomodin aba u BP no ebe kofom u diabetic patient no wo fie ni pe victory garlic mixture mano na veni sugar level no emna fom me no to ntia se unya victory garlic mixture de ha obia no access be bia ko duro unu nwie nso afre na uni ye ndi nkomo tina da ba send shop bia obenya bi enso atore pass ventures enso e won kan case worker ba enso e won kan PFA pharmacy enso e wa santimantem Ghana be bia ni wonom a udi na okata ope victory garlic mixture ni bia unya pharmacy shop herbal shop udi odu wonom a oso pe victory garlic mixture okona se won ton bia 24 say ye 21st century dia ka ni nyina twam onkope victory garlic mixture ni bi vensi wo because eno ena aba ebo da se ni bi afia nkoda mpanyini fo mo manyini nyina no ebo so ngapo modine no asen mesa okwa sei ena ahofasuo no esi etie eno nti mo amwo bi no mo hwia me wo TV no eso we de eyetoa ena ewom mesa okwa na rubber enya victory garlic mixture ye de no ewo tom kama wo se ya tro victory garlic mixture enu ebi ena betimi abo da se ni bia mbe mo numbers mienu fresa number no unya nchechemu bi akoto bibia ni afra yen 0242 54 56 33 0242 54 56 33 and I said 020 129 3280 020 129 3280 ya numbers mienu we pe edede djuma ewe ya soye eye victory garlic mixture garlic ndo ni nyina wo panyini ni omo kunyini eye victory garlic mixture elenti ene de woni atentem wehunu se kwa papa ni nie weni kwan pam na bebo ma ende yare wa wudo na de bia na nu nansa na wo yare eso ba betwa onu victory garlic mixture yare kura no esu elenti ni yadu besi ya ebensanse adepa ene tone ho ene di kope victory garlic mixture ni binu doctor makwada romantino wama ebo no aba fomo bia betinya tobi doctor si wodwin Ghana fo nyina ho ezati ye koye be nyina unya bomudi ya undimi nkobi na undimi mma mentwen yare ansa na ngom numa dura ebetimi aso apomudina asene na ma yare ma metena oso wuru se yare bia eba ebon kaya ansa na aba yare bia ebo da se ni paduam ebon kaya ansa na aba eninti wo ho akonya se obesia no kwan wan se le kwan na betena oso a na afi eka no edoso victory ne binumu a yare no makra na mo hwɛ na ba na afei no Canada so. Prevention is safer and then easy, faster and less expensive than cure. Kope Victory garlic mixture ni binanum na obehunu se wanu maduro ankasa wi idea aha enya bi besi se obetwa so na for the TV XYZ na your panyin di wetu fa
Edro papa no Victory garlic mixture pebina bobo pebina no na bibia entumi enko enkan ono de achiro no wacho bia ahoro awokwa wonse betumi aka bi wo pe ho nsem so ebisa wo de ne kwanchefo ne di nkomo na mbe ho bia so wetumi de abo bebi edridi meyenko na enkoje aboafo nkrato ba ku mienu miensa ye ba ye wo madam Anita di show so ha oye former NDC vice chairperson or sansuye women organizer waye propaganda secretary pen former deputy CEO de man Nadmo ye mami agini na boso so na yebeti yenia Abubakar Sadiq Suleiman no so yebetenenka part of NDC communication and research team of Greater Accra nti mayenko jabo afon krato ngbe yeba ekukuda metina form na yedin komo me basisia.
Upon your arrival, you are introduced to your butler, who plans your itinerary. So many activities, all in the same premises. Visit the gym or the stables, they have it all. At my break, I'm able to practice my putting. They used only electric vehicles here. This creates a serene environment. I'm told it's over 1,000 acres. My cabin here sits on 2 acres with a large terrace space overlooking my private swimming pool. Now this is royalty. They have their own farms, thousands of fruit trees. I can also have my lunch here at the waterfall. Oh, it's a beautiful place you have yourself.
Missy Menanum. A group basa I've been bro Tibedu.
As for me, I take very good care of my grandkids. Ye dear grow. Na yes, a room maybe crana. Me bano timide or maybe gumi so weekend.
Hey, mumle,
memre. I don't think I'm catch real say. Ya no medi garlic capsules. Poso na ebesi so kama. As I stand here, my doctor said my whole system has improved very well.
Medi garlic
capsules. Yes, Medi garlic capsules.
Oh,
Medimosis garlic capsules. Boa mamoja dini paduani mu efrusani ye na esiesie oba ne barima mahona wodin. Ubenya edoi bi ato omanyi mu pharmacy store frey wo 050 349 4885. Edroi enye mamofra enye ndi fie dumienu apemfo ene emma emanofo Medimosis who ni how FDA ajije din kratui atu.
The serene environment fits into the goal of the school, which is simply to provide excellent educational foundation for your ward's development before they commence primary education. At first glance, clearly you will see why the school is called Hebron Hills International School, as the building stands tall overlooking town. With a Montessori style, we have experienced and dedicated staff and trained teachers. Our small sizes classrooms are meant to enhance teacher-focused approach where children get one-on-one attention from the teacher. Hello there. We are open at 7:30 a.m. and school closes at 2:30 p.m. After school care is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. while early drop-off can be arranged at 6 a.m. Hebron Hills International School is located at Midye off the Nsawam Road. Locate us with GP postcode GW0688 GAWEST and GPS code 06884870. You can contact the school and make further inquiries on 050-876-2375 or call the office directly on 0302-918768. Email us at hebronhills.school@gmail.com. Hebron Hills International School. Excel and shine.
The average human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. X Natural Mineral Water. Simply natural. For bulk purchase, call 0596-273-546 or 0596-273-547. This advert is FDA approved.
Memo akwa ba TV XYZ baby a wo hwe bia wo so a wo tie power 97.9 FM. Embredre kukudam na jinkonya ye ba ebedi enkomo. Enti wo hwe ya make say your Madam Anita Disusu wa ha or your former vice chairperson or sanso your former women organizer, former propaganda deputy secretary or ha ye ba ebedi enkomo. Sa so na yenua Abubakar Siddiq Suleiman and also ha enti kukuda minande ye ba na ye bedin ko mama ye mama akwaba ma akwaba
ya media
na bibia bako de
nankopo adon
ye da nyame ase forever young ahon friend so do obo
I refuse to grow old
no
me fa mo yeso madam ase said de bia mo kai na
yeso ye da wase
fe so me da prayer warriors na se and NDC for men nyina mo nka so mo ye manti yes behind every successful man there is behind every successful man there is a woman.
Yes.
Into a bounce one page a woman any wukuno no hunano and so ba hunano.
The correct.
Te mema so yesra mo amon krokro ngakra.
Yo. Mo hia krokro.
Ye hia krokro.
No. Abubakar Sadiq yentio. What's what to say?
You it's say.
Nyame adom. Baby ofie. Ejum. Okay.
Bia da sudin.
Yeah, that nyame ase business dey.
We start ejuma very soon. On say amu dey bia go na kwan mu. And I believe say the youth of Ghana no we have found a new strength, a new hope in John Dramani, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And I believe say youth no nyomu ni ejuma bia no they should just be patient. Ejuma be buso e Ghana. I believe with the good policies at JMA there to akwan mu there. Ebe so bia so. So
okay,
that's so say at least you always host us here. That's
yo anti ye ba bedi enkomo enra ebe PM say former governor de ma the Central Bank of Ghana, Dr. Addison, National Security Operative ko PM woni fie na ye hu sa na dwono na afenyo mark in Facebook the abeto a trend sembebre and pay a minority near press conference and sama omudi tu dwane say National Security Operative no mukopi mu ho no omowia Dr. Addison the 10,000 Ghana cedis a dan empadua so and an empaso na the wife jewelry so so mosasa ye asema afenyo market kan no say national security in the crowd say ya no NDC the omo grassroots for na ye to person chese come de omo na ma mo ye say you know but me ko say attorney general's office so attorney general office so chese omo na omo ye responsible omo na suma omo nti omunye nipa bia keke so omonko na omonko hwe ma ekofi se nti enyan se Dr. Addison efi eye ne office no bi mu ye ka save anani na nipa bebre na avo save an vote of bi de koy o ma so de koy nti ne be hia so omo so behwe ade na o de koy na omonko hwe ma wom nti o ma so koy eno titiru nti na ma omo koy na omo anko se bia omo kwatete na na se eyi asisi omo so de abasa omo akwekowia no we ya de bia aye bibia e ha adwene yi okay me pese ye very call afenyo marking ni video no na yetie mu nsem ne biom and a press conference oye efa no National Security Operative omo call Dr. Addison Fie mo ma nhwe sa video no mbra
is here to express its concerns about the growing lawless conduct of our national security operatives who the government has unleashed on opponents, particularly the MPP appointees of former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. We've heard of some raids, and in some cases, these so-called security operatives rob these officials when they are leaving their premises. They force their way, overpower the security, and enter these premises. This Rambo-style approach must cease. This is the first time in the history of our country that a governor of a central bank is being subjected to such a treatment. Unfortunately for the governor, some 10,000 cedis on his bed could not be found. So some of these hungry party foot soldiers that they use, who parade themselves as national security operatives, after all, perhaps not even being paid, and they use this opportunity to steal.
Enti edieteno no minority leader afenyo marke nsema odi atudwa no mamedi kan call Madam Anita Disoso. Madam yentio
medasi bebre mechia etiefonya mepacho afenyo marke ase woyare kacha nsema na mkan ne sister penyin neka because nsema work implement ase enti no papa ne 10,000 eda ne mpaso
se ne eda
anu oyeden ewo na scan yede wo mpa no so anadwo odesika no so
menkan sa
ana yen crofo kwa no makwa nti omu wia nso second one no omu wia na papa no way
because we need so people they know say wudi na chi ma
nti omu free dan mu no omu ja dan ma yen ana na papa no wo
so masesa ma ne yeso jewelries
nti ne wonso ne de na dampa no so ana omu sesa me kakra me ka je ndc fo say yenye focus and determine
omu be Ghana do
me pa cho constitution kra so omu antro so ene wo mu na omu no yabo me se ne omu pe bia no omu nka yenye focus determine ne yenye ne pese ye de ye popo blibli ana achi wo mu na ye de na 10,000 edampa so na obi koy ya no afa no ahwe na manako
as full soldiers na ya form national security
full soldiers na
comedy wo mu
na ye wo hwe ndc full soldiers na omu ministers tete na omu size na ye me feel say menua afenyo market I say popo blibli achi no enti no wo near 1 year menim se bia next election person ye vice president intino e bia o person kasa sa na ehun se wo ye good
eno so ho
enti yemfa no ohun ne emekire no eno wo ha no ho sa no enti me de me person me kasa because we popo bribri ache no onye papa enche kra next week obesan be kan foforo te kakra me kan je so pa oba next week no medi matem na feminine nhia na ehwe no obedwane
ani mu
hia munjano awo pohia na chuo na no numa wom la bana de tagbo mali na wo na nkenya gbama wo menele nkpa domadoku na manya nke popo blibli ye malaw me de ase e bia me ni
okay Madam Anita Disoso also we twa ni tiawa Efano nsema minority and pe omo de betu dwa kire se Oradison yakoni fi akofa the 10,000 e dan mpaso am say ne mpaso no de 10,000 to yesu jewelry yafa ma Sadiq kese na wo bebu em na tietie na yenko
me de
am say pedifu sa be chim say tietie ma omo koye
I believe me fan from Deputy Attorney General the angle
okay
or say omo Esuma national security and national security just like that with their warrant and I believe say Rambo Styler with their warrant and a warrant so no kwa you knock on the door obod punu mu a me na want introduce you free national security the warrant no be chere then you as the owner of the house and obi a otifie no mu now the moko round so it's a picture now person on tra entre Ghanaians no there I believe say apenyo markings affili but the fact of the matter is say you see the former Bank of Ghana governor no it is safe at the core ni fie first of all one is clear say on fan ni fie was it cleared by BOG like the whole like or the coffee with the consent of government now or the corner again so this press conference no is it an attempt to divert the attention of identity national security for a call now so I say Nicholas because since I offer safe no dia coffee they came there purposely because of the safe since I safe no share no one then now you want to tend to accuse the national security. Look, that's allegation said 10,000 Ghana cedis said than person. Why do they have a bed bank, money bank, money bed bank? Is it that scanner bonuso and a big good mpanoso said there? So, Adia Apenyoma say Kano. I see it as funny. Just to throw dust into the eyes of Ghanaians. Now I want close to the main issue. The main issue is safe no. Day na Bank of Ghana former governor Ukofie no and now fast safe that belongs to the bank. And Yakufie. King, that is the issue. So Ghanaians in sema Apenyoma case any MPP for Amabo Kano there and Okrebia him. The fact is that there is an issue. The main issue ni say what fadia that belongs to Ghanaians and our national security aba omuba no so no omuba with warrant you wo krom ha king you who senior from 2007 senior 2017 your opposition how they treated them or treated some of our people so I just say you krom Ghana here just 8 years ago and the phone. So I say, so I dare me make a chance say national security for no, they shouldn't give up. Whatever investigation will conduct it, they should just push ahead. Apenyoma is there. The least said about him, the better. I think to say something American, to say our agenda. I don't know their agenda or what because we share people more. You see, only papier nimu. Say like as a party leader so he wants to portray himself as the next leader. Thank you very much. A person portraying who to say I'm ready to lead the MPP but
no a leader of the party
he started it on the wrong foot because Ghanaians are sick and tired of him. National security air conducting search that allegation of 10,000 cedis, I see any in the earring, any in the chain. So this is just an allegation. Is it that governor? No. So we're just allegation beer on person mufa and to national security force. And then again, the argument say national security for no NDC for come di won no
full
soldiers come di won no apenyo markets apenyo markets ye ka say awifo a the MPP is noted for thievery so what you say ka say you want kasa we saw things that happened in parliament between Wuni Kujetu Ablakwa I can say he has certain evidences against you so what you say so don't go on that tangent. The national security led by Jakpa they did the right thing. They had the support of the state. They had the support of your friend is saying the national security apparatus. And so just to go and take 10,000 Ghana cedis earring and chain for what?
How?
Nicholas.
Na sabio mekura mini bikura mpo se mekura me papa chan wo no kra na dey.
Nicholas.
Are you serious?
So here. Even some coho 700 no coho cra. At least 2 or 3 will be allowed in the house to conduct the search. And yes, some bo every. So I say they want to create that picture of say the national security is violent. No. That is what he wants to do. But Deputy Attorney General Kasiebo AME there. Also they want to have enough evidences before they go to court. Because Ombeko court without enough evidence.
Yes.
Because we know how the court is packed. So as I said, so before you go there, you need to have enough evidence to show say this is the evidence backing it. So as I said, so the evidence is a collecting your cockota. I don't think say we will even lose one case, King Nicholas. One case. I don't think the NDC government will lose one case because Metiasie say NDC grassroots on our Ghanaians are calling for the former friend is saying government. They are calling for their prosecution, but JD and his excellency John Dramani Mahama's government, just like that. It's a promise he has made. Oral investigations look, the investigation I think they are failing it. That is why they want to turn the mindset of Ghanaians. NDC, but trust me, your kokota, we need to have enough evidence to prove say these people were corrupt and they need to be sentenced. And the Apenyo case, you need to come again because Ghanaians are not fools. From 2000, your friend is saying the NDC handed over power. No media endorsed to say. So they were able to conduct a lot of propaganda. But you see, yes, sir. No, from the time of power from 2017 till 2024, they saw how the media played a role. In fact, even LED to their misery 38%. So I believe, say, the NDC is on the right path. The Attorney General and the Deputy are on the right path, and the National Security too are on the right path. So what I believe, they say, Ghanaians, the evidence is that is being collected. No, when we get to court, the NDC is not going to lose even a single case. Yeah.
Okay, medasa papa nti yenia Abubakar Sadiq na yete no so no submission efano national security operative and muko PM wo former Bank of Ghana governor our friend Dr. Addison ho yenhwe
okay say Dr. Addison no okay say he called demonstration when we're in opposition. Also hooligans. Hooligans. They are fools and hooligans. Okay. The same person. And fools and hooligans, you know. What fire is safe?
What the petition call ma a security for Bishamo.
Yes.
Bank of
so Usha. And see Usha. He doesn't respect Ghanaians. He doesn't respect Ghanaians. So propaganda they cost you 10,000. It is funny. No bed no.
And papa na because me kura me to me anya 10,000 they are to member so they are no party.
You just say here no. You just don't understand. Say your phone wife jewelry. Sometimes you see almost say Ghanaians ye nkoda. Apenyuma case, you have lost it. You have lost it. Some propaganda, it will not wash. I think the NPP doesn't have a propaganda secretary and a communication secretary. I think now he wants to be that propaganda secretary because you just don't understand all the allegations. No kind in a intro. Who catch a collect 10 years crowd? He will ask you simple questions. By national security by the one to the chair and we are here by say 5 crowd. 5 to 8 room. At least 2 or 3 will lead them because we only will fear. We only be bed. Who let them to the bed? Bedroom
10,000. That's until
when you were going to lead them, to the bedroom, who say 10,000 be the honor? Say we chain the honor. So it won't wash. What I believe they say is just a propaganda. Opinion markets or per se who say oye juma, but no matter what, no matter what, only 88 for parliament. No matter what, the propaganda will not wash. And the NDC, we are determined to prosecute, take back whatever belongs to Ghanaians. Look, oral, you see the 2,000 and 3,000 petition they call you, and almost all these ones, you're very investigative. Say Asasia, say Sika, so they shouldn't try. They shouldn't try because His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he promised Ghanaians, and he's going to what? Deliver and make sure say what belongs to us is given back to us.
Meda Sentienia Abubakar Sadiq Suleiman Onona Yete and Nkano. Yeah, call a war against Galamsey. Now you should way forward. Say a honorable a Kofi Amabua or the Atuja say I do more revoke a year may a 2 Banwe in 7 December. Ye manko for license basi 6th January 2025 na abino or revoke sa licenses na says ya war against a Galamsey no e be here funding kakra because government or struggle into within home komo to reclaim a lancer you be to me a dia bibi papa e be benefit e be bo man forest reserve nso yenyan chese omotumi agemu be 5 7 omotum anaso omudi dwuma wo mu no omonsa etumi aka be 5 we chese ni da so ho a ometumi aye ho adwuma mepese ansa na ebedi san common okay 7 out of 9 yes producer yes nti ye won 9 forest reserve but ye tumi agemu 7 nti aka mienu ye beda service Kelvin Asante but the person ye beko asan akofa ba na yeti our minister in charge of lands and natural resource ni samo kai and war on Galamsey yenkoti mbra
are going full steam ahead to revoke all licenses based on the findings. All licenses, small-scale licenses that were issued from December 7th is hereby revoked. Whether you have EPA licenses, because the finding is very clear. Those licenses from December 7th were rushed, the due processes were not followed, and the right things were not done.
Well, we took our time to set up a committee. 2 committees, in fact. One of them made up of security experts and others, including some journalists, and another committee which was made up of professionals in the mining sector, were to basically do a complete review with information from the field. It was very clear that the licenses from December 7th up were done in a rush without due diligence, and in some cases, some of the reports in the interim reports was that some of these communities that are supposed to be impacted were not engaged as required by law. So it was very, very clear that there has to be a restart on those aspects. But we also thought it was important that even though the overall small-scale mining licenses across border and also fraught with so many problems, there was the need to have, the committee had recommended a complete revocation, but after a complete discussion, it was very clear that we still needed to set.
Enti honorable Kofi Amaboa na yatene nkano. War on Galamsey, illegal mining. My yentio.
Medase bebre me feel say ne yaban na ye no aye. You say mpre bebre no ye kase e bedi sika eche ye anhwe yi a nipa ebewu no. Enye asam ketwa. Se wo hwe MPP time Galamsey ne ema ekokọ so a me feel say amwa. Ni etu amna na binum akotom omawu. Ye enti mpacho me bisa question bi.
Yo.
Sika ene nipa. Ne he ne pepe sika na na ye pe nipa no. Sika nyame na ema wo.
Nekre.
Enye ye na ema wo. Wo hu. Enti nsuo se ye nya nsuo no. Uko efuo mu nso a eno nso nsem bebre. Ye bibia ye basa. Na sika no nya wi na de akọ hospital. Ye nya ne sa enti me feel say den a wo mo license a kire say ye genuine no. Omo de ombema omo aye den aye. Na emomo omo a wo mo ahye das wo mo so ekofo so aye omo de no. Me feel say no na aban nya say aban say ma Galamsey bi ama but wo say ye ne efata
ne kwan so
na kire say yaye sa no emfa yare bebre makrom ha wo hu na yare so tisi ekrom ha no ma obo say investors ni obi abedwane ye ne ma nyina be ye pasa enti me feel say aban ne betumi de ne nurse ho a ba kakran so ha me ne say ye buy na nsi enye nrubusumi nsia ni enum no yenso ye nkrofo no nso ebi ka ho enti so omo ya omo make sure say enye ade na enya enye eye two se bi omo nim say area ha de eye ya emfa boni bi e ma ye ma omo kwan no omo nye de na wo omo nye baby nsuo mu no ne aha na no yema wo nya ba baby a enye nsuo na nso mbetumi aye adwuma yema wo mo because obi won so adwuma a wo ya no nti se agi ni nyina afiri ni so nso ntumi nya den enhwe na busuafo ana ba ko so ampesa mje se bi a ahanum ne yetu no a yetu wi a e wo se mra wo ho se mutu wi a these are the things that you have to do enti na dru honum a no ni pakora ye den wa ye ne kama na bibia so pepepe basi ya anya ne sa ni ejeja sa at the end of the day no ya ne bebre
ma so body mama na ambiensan ye mfa ni nchemo boga Jubilee Park His Excellency John Dramani Mahama didn't thank you to Ekopimo Upper East Region ayadia okasa yenkofa kasano semanumbi yeba yatu adwumadi no so yenkombra.
As a candidate to receive the greatest endorsement in the recent memory ever given to any presidential candidate in the Fourth Republic. And I recognize that the emphatic mandate you have given me reflects your heightened expectations of me and my government. It is an affirmation of your trust in the principles of fairness and probity and accountability that form the bedrock of NDC's ideological underpinnings. More importantly, it is an expression of your confidence in our vision to reset Ghana and transform the fortunes of our dear Upper East region. I embrace your trust with a deep sense of humility and an unshakable commitment to work tirelessly to justify the faith that you have placed in me and the National Democratic Congress. On behalf of the government and the great NDC, I say thank you very much in English. Umpusie Barka, in Kosal, Umpusie Zue, Frafra, Umpusa Bakrika, in Moshi, Manya Jam, in Manya Jam in Bully. I think it's enough. I'll stop there. Once I go into Kassin, my Kassina brothers will come and eat me up. I'm particularly grateful to you, the chiefs of this region. Since my previous term as president and through my time in opposition and throughout the campaign ahead of the 2024 elections, you have remained a source of encouragement, support, and guidance to me personally. Your wise advice and good counsel, your warm reception and encouragement have strengthened my belief that Ghana's best days are still ahead of us. I deeply appreciate your unwavering commitment to the peace and progress which continues to strengthen our collective pursuit of the Ghana we all want to build together. I'll continue to drink from your wisdom and collaborate with you every step of the way during the tenure of my administration. This region has been a source of some of the country's finest human resources, producing distinguished leaders who have played pivotal roles in every aspect of our national history. Even at the height of governance today, the Upper East is very well represented by distinguished sons and daughters whose dedication continues to shape our national progress. In Parliament, the region boasts of the majority leader and leader of government business, the Honorable Mahama Yarga, who is MP for Boko Central. The region boasts of the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, the Honorable Dr. Dominic Ayine, MP for Bolga East. The region boasts of the Honorable Isaac Adongo, Chairman of the Finance Committee of Parliament and a member of the Board of Directors of the Bank of Ghana. The region also boasts of the Honorable Clement Abbas Apak, MP for Bulsa South, who is the Deputy Minister for Education. The region can boast of the Honorable Lydia Akamvariva, who is the Minister of State in charge of Public Sector Reform and MP for Timpani. In public administration, the Director General of the Ghana Health Services, Professor N.S. Kaba Akoria, and the Honorable Edward Bawa, Managing Director and Group Head of the Ghana Oil Company, and several other CEOs and Deputy CEOs stand as yet another testament to the region's immense contribution to the governance and administration of our country. Their collective leadership and service exemplify the depth of talent and competence that the Upper East region continues to offer our dear nation Ghana. This is a legacy that must be nurtured in order to inspire future generations to serve our nation with integrity and distinction. For decades, the development disparity between the northern part of Ghana and the rest of the country has been a source of concern. This is traceable to the structural inequalities that was inherited from our colonial past. The geographic north of Ghana was largely relegated into a manpower reserve, supplying labor for the mines and the cocoa farms in the resource-rich south. Meanwhile, on the flip side, there was very little investment in infrastructure, education, and economic transformation during the colonial period. After independence, the first government of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah recognized the disparity in development between the north and south of Ghana, and therefore introduced the Northern Scholarship Scheme and also began the construction of the Ghana Education Trust Schools. The framers of our 1992 Constitution also recognized this historic inequality and sought to correct it through the principle of balanced distribution of national development as enshrined in the directive principles of state policy. However, while this constitutional mandate has facilitated some progress, it has not been sufficient to bridge the legacy gap that continues to limit opportunities for the millions of our people in the northern parts of Ghana. Transformational projects, which were designed over the years to speed up development and livelihoods in the north, have been used for petty partisan electoral point scoring and have largely remained abandoned. Indeed, a clear case in point is the Pualugu Multipurpose Dam, a project which was designed to produce about 110 megawatts of hydro and solar hybrid power to bring thousands of hectares of land under irrigation and also serve as a weir for flood control on the White Volta River. The sod was cut by the outgone administration just before the 2020 elections, with a lot of fanfare and jubilation. Unfortunately, the project stands abandoned and has indeed become a crime scene, with almost $12 million of taxpayers' money paid without any tangible work done. This is one of the hundreds of cases your son, the Attorney General, Dr. Ayine, is studying as part of government's Operation Recover All the Loot policy. I've asked the Finance Minister to commence a rescoping of the project and a reevaluation of its various phases for inclusion into our Big Push infrastructure financing program. We're also exploring the use of Ghanaian civil engineering expertise to achieve this world-class project. Several years of aid programs have made it self-evident that any development approach in this part of the country which does not tackle the centuries-old structural inequalities will not succeed. My administration's strategy, therefore, is to combine individual-level poverty alleviation programs with structural reforms that fully leverage the North's comparative advantage for success. The North has vast arable lands, favorable conditions for agriculture, and an emerging agribusiness ecosystem. The North holds immense potential to become a food security and agro-industrial hub for Ghana and the West African sub-region. By prioritizing targeted investments in irrigation, in agro-processing, and rural infrastructure, while ensuring accountability in the use of public funds, we will create sustainable economic opportunities that transform livelihoods and reverses decades of marginalization in the northern parts of Ghana. It is necessary for us to unlock Ghana's full economic potential by ensuring that every region contributes at its fullest capacity to national development. In pursuit of these objectives, I've asked the Minister of Finance to fast-track efforts to unlock funds for stalled infrastructure projects in the Upper East region. Recognizing not only the region's strategic role in Ghana's quest for agriculture and industrial transformation, but also to the need to bridge the developmental gap. One of our top priorities will be the completion of the Bolgatanga-Boko-Pulmakom Road, a critical route that will boost trade and improve access to markets for farmers and businesses. We will also commence the resurfacing of the Tamale-Bolgatanga-Paga Road, which is currently in a very poor condition. Other priority road projects will link Bolgatanga, the capital of the Upper East region, with Wa, the capital of the Upper West region. We've also selected as a strategic road the Navrongo Sandima Fumbisi Daboya Road. I think this is the road our head of religious bodies referred to, which is a shortcut that brings you out through Daboya to Bonsunu, and then you turn left to the Damango Junction, and then you continue to Bupe, Kintampo, Techiman, and then to Kumasi. Ladies and gentlemen, I've also asked the Managing Director of the Ghana Airports Company to commence the sourcing of funding for the construction of the Upper East Regional Airport. We intend to do this under a PPP model in conjunction with the gold mining companies in this region, since this will allow them also to airlift their gold bullion safely to Accra, directly from the Upper East region. Ladies and gentlemen, we also will expand rural electrification through phase 2 of the 10 key electrification project, connecting more communities to the national grid to stimulate local enterprise and enhance living conditions. A good portion of the electrification program would also include off-grid solar for communities that are too far away from the transmission grid. To further unlock the region's agricultural potential, we intend to complete the Tamni irrigation project to allow all year-round farming in the Garu-Timpani area of the Upper East region. And as I've said already, we will invest in the Pualugu multipurpose dam under the Big Push infrastructural projects to complete it so that it becomes a benefit for the Upper East region. We'll also update the SADA feasibility study and commence a PPP model for implementing the Nasia Nabogo irrigation project. This will ensure a reliable water supply for all year-round farming and agro-processing. Among other projects we are targeting for completion and upgrading include the Navrungo War Memorial Hospital to upgrade the facilities there to enhance medical services and support medical training. We also will commence and complete phase 3 of the Upper East Regional Hospital here in Bolga to enhance specialized healthcare services for the residents of the Upper East region. On education, as you heard in the budget presented by the Finance Minister, we have uncapped the GET Fund, and this will allow the GET Fund to receive more money to continue and complete abundant infrastructural projects in all our secondary schools in the Upper East region. It will also enable us to address the challenge of schools under trees, to eliminate the schools under trees, and will focus particularly on providing school furniture for schools that currently do not have them. We want to ensure that every child in this region and beyond has access to quality education in a conducive learning environment. To incentivize teachers to serve in underserved communities, we have announced that we intend to commence the scheme of providing special allowances for teachers who accept postings to rural areas, thereby improving teacher retention and motivation. Also, to motivate assembly members, we are introducing your allowance. And so assembly members from this year will receive an allowance to motivate them to do their jobs properly. Our revered traditional rulers, religious leaders, ladies and gentlemen, additionally, provision has been made in the budget, and this year we shall commence the distribution of free sanitary pads to our schoolgirls. This is to ensure that menstrual hygiene does not become a barrier to education. We have also in this budget increased the allocation per child for the school feeding program in order that we can guarantee that our children receive nutritious meals while in school. We're also re-engineering the district's roads improvement program, popularly called DRIP, that was introduced in the latter part of the Argonne administration. And this is going to be reorganized into a more effective regional emergency mobile maintenance units to address the poor quality of roads, especially in our rural areas. By delivering on these commitments, we will not only bridge developmental gaps, but also position the Upper East region as a hub for agribusiness, trade, and industrialization. My brothers and sisters, in the past few days, I swore in new leadership for some of our security services, In my remarks, I spoke of peace, safety, and security, not just as ideals, but as the foundation of our progress. Indeed, there can be no progress without peace. My statement bears repeating because in Boko, the ethnic conflict persists as a painful reminder of the threat of insecurity in this region to our progress. The programs I have just outlined and the commitments my government has made to you and the brighter future we envision for all our children will mean nothing if we leave behind communities that are scarred by violence, towns that are silenced by curfews, and corporations eroded by distrust. What use will our dreams be if they stand on broken ground? What future do we promise our children if they inherit walls of mistrust instead of bridges of hope? A nation divided by past wounds cannot march forward into the promise of tomorrow. We must commit to living above the slights and injuries of yesterday if we will seize the opportunities and promises of tomorrow. Let us choose peace not out of fear, but out of strength, not as a surrender, but as the highest act of courage to secure our collective quest for progress. Let history remember us not for the battles that we fought against one another, but for the unity we forged in the face of disagreement. Peace can and peace must reign in Boko and surrounding areas. I called His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II yesterday to thank him for the commencement of his mediation efforts to find a peaceful resolution of the conflict in Boko. It is my hope that all parties to the conflict who took part in the mediation process in Meshia last week will consider the proposals with an open mind and return in good faith to the negotiations when they resume in 2 weeks' time. I wish to take this opportunity to condemn the killing of a member of the Ghana Army recently in Boko. The members of the Ghana Armed Forces in the conflict zone are peacekeepers who have been sent there to protect life, limb, and property. It is unacceptable for them to become targets of a conflict to which they are not a party to. I, in the same vein, wish to condemn the high-handed response of our men in uniform, which resulted in assaults and injury of many innocent civilians. I can understand the righteous anger at the loss of a colleague serviceman, but we must exercise restraint and use effective intelligence gathering to identify and bring the culprits to book. I wish on this occasion to extend my condolence to the family of the deceased soldier and at the same time to extend my sympathies to all those who were assaulted or injured in the military counteraction. The progress of our nation depends on the shared effort of all its people towards a common purpose and a collective vision for prosperity. The Upper East region, like every other part of Ghana, deserves its fair share of development, not as a favor, but as my government's actionable commitment to equitable investment in infrastructure, agriculture, healthcare, and education, and social welfare as a testament to our belief that no Ghanaian should be left behind. And I pledge to the people of the Upper East region that when the national cake is being shared, you will receive your fair portion. Let us move forward together, bound by our shared hope for a stronger, more equitable Ghana. We're building a future where opportunity is not determined by geography, where every child can dream beyond limitation, and where hard work is rewarded with dignity and progress. But this journey requires unity, patience, and unwavering faith. As we continue on this journey, I ask for your continued trust and support for my administration. We will govern with fairness and ensuring that every region, every community, and every citizen benefits from our nation's resources, and not just a few people. Let us reject cynicism and embrace hope. Let us shun division and champion cohesion. Let us work together to build a country where the dreams of our farmers, traders, teachers, and youth are not just heard but are actively supported. Our future is bright, and together we'll make Ghana a land of equal opportunity, shared prosperity, and lasting peace. May God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong. I thank you very much.
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, thank you to Odekopiomo, the Upper East Region, Boga, Jubilee Park, Onona, Yetisa, Odena Nudisem Bebre, Ode Atujano, and Boa War, the Timopo War, Vision of Warma, Upper East Region, and no, na Odinina Atuja, no so a bompire say, teach you a bokun and patema, Somodria, ye here, or Boko, Yenuanom, a Mamprusi, and Kusasi Sino, or Bon Homebody, obey Bia, Eddie. Abwa masakro ye ni asomdwe ye hwehwe wo bokode ne potem no etumi abam ebiem kan edifa ye nua sojani a last week ya no so ba say ya bonu tuo enram ye ntokoya amunsem ne nipa wuwo nti ohwe se obetumi aboa ma ye asomdwe aba ye omo hospital wedi kan ka ho asem ansa na ye nim sesesia no form agudie no ye to bi Upper East to so be ma airport no so etumi aba ma ndwuma mbe ye dwuma mudi eye form agudie ni bi afa plane if you watch ne ma bebrea or de bo na wohu ade ba ko am hu ya na mani ajepa na nkofo bonsem wo hwa program na assembly members wo pa so wo hwa ya ye ka assembly members allowance wo na nkofo cheche omo just assembly members wo pa we initiative ahro His Excellency John Dramani Mahama or de ba na wama enije etumi aba Ghana fo ye mu timemfo ani atumi age na yeso saa time ye di nsesi ebu akasa no kre ye Ghana fo visa na nado mra obu oman na etu baby ko fer so kasa o ye Ghana ni ko mama ne ko no kasa o ye Ghana ni kra na o fer ho kakra bi on His Excellency John Dramani Mahama the thank you to mama sha so mommy kakra bi a obeka thank you to the boba de ni nsema message ordenam
thank you to ne de hu hia so nim say special ye before no obi ya de no ankoda nasia na jesa anka wa ankokra anka ye we buni aye na nso sene ya wo bre ye nyina ye bre na Allah nyankopon asama na hoden a wo de call rounds na ye me de pa because we trust so a good leader obi o hanko because after all I win elections so why should I go to them and say thank you to me feel say a very good but idea ba kon so esan ye me den say it's like after sa elections it seems like baby anem tokwa ne niema bebre wo ho first no ase e ba form
ai
e ba form se must study e ba form to me feel say president bo aboso kakra ka ho a ebetumi ebetumi abua ye nyina ama bibia ayeden akoso baba akoso am pesa mekan say menua sa akon ya ye kon ye na ye spiritual fight na nya physical
so
inteno meno ye nyampon de ba mekan kire Muslims women ne Christian women aye ka bo mu from day one emra o ka say ye lose elections ne ye chuboy eko yisi office buy efiri ho every 2 weeks ne share wo headquarters inte ma no meda wo masepa ba akokra ne di machi by we kire say ya we ne ba still no spiritual side no o si eguso ye den eye adwumaden
ya adwe ehia pa
enya si ya we ne keke e was still no ye adwumaden se be ya se hu fi bi e be ye bibi ana kire say nyankopon alanso atumi aja because meminti bi kra da some Muslims and Christians meba senya sa ayi na Christians Muslim go minim say ensem bebre wo Bible no bia wo Quran minim me say anya we na si yanka minim
da okay
enti we kire say ye nyina ye nipa ba ko
na kre
men ka say me dem ye Muslim anam dem ye Christian da bi because ade a ye hu no na aboa yen pa for 4 good years timi gina ha adama na se Muslims and Christian women are say send your year fast and basi ya nyankopon ama yen kunim say binsi Ghana over 180 plus me no ka say still cry no every 2 weeks has our headquarters because on to nka so we ni nti ukotena wo baby ayeden age wa home aha enti e pese party ne so hu say a man on some Muslim Christian women near mom ye call chief imam ho krama ni shrine ni bibia nti e best stress omo ye bibia omo kan hu say spiritually no side so ye very very important say be ya ye ma ye tirimu nya dan enye ye de na still no spiritual side no ye nkoso na mfa ya adwene nya de enkoso e basa bibia be kọ kama say obi akwadwene adwene bo ne kro ba be ye de because 180 something e bin see the nti e best stress say ya na e bompa ye nkoso ne mompa say be ya because on say MPP for mu nyanka bibia say yeah, buy a cry, no master. Yes, and yes. So, one person inside and Crawford, and I don't mean, one person inside and Crawford, but me from Uncle Numerous Street, so all the regions. And so you say, and I may catch the no, ain't I may say, ya win a no cray. But Shana, you real feet Allah, you real feet Yankopon. No crap. Young Cosso. Empaye se be a bibion be biano na call one kasa so ni enya a peace of mind because sani aniema just imagine JDM hwesa other countries Burkina we friend enya nyame na ye yes won ni emeche na che say ade papa bi woni mu nyankopon pese won so boa Africa basa me no ya anya ba ko a amoa na wono nko ne mpa bo nya den enye yi enti se pese Ghana Niema ya bubo su nyina ebe shoko mo de mo market to be shoko se nkrofo be free foreign countries no mo ankasa do mo sika ebe boa enti mesrese ma munye nyai empire bono because baby awadru no nkrofo ani edi NDC so because omo nim so omo anhwe ya 40 years ndi ombe di wo wilderness
why not omo do
enti nya ye be fa we so ne enso ya ka kire ye mpanyimfo no say former executives no so ye adwuma nkasa enti wan
kai no mu ama
kai former executives ye adwuma nkasa ya nkwajiska wo bia ho ye kokonkro bebre ya ko prof kuro mu kura me especially me yanrani ti ba bia anrafo wo pa no wo be ko no we se me de ene ye kra mu ayen se ni se na ye de hu agim but just what I said to say Drew baby omon kai former executives no so no omon pay adwuma bi nya den emfa mo because ye na betre enkwala no sane adwuma ne ye den because nkrofo bebre so lament and Anita and I say ni say me no kro ho amekanti na mpesem ka che empanyemfo ne say nkrofo start lament and the new ones ndo eye ba yemfa old no sumram no ngumu omo se be yom be hu sane ya won be enye book nko a and a nyansa wom at times no obi experience a wafamu no eno so tumi ye den eno so etumi bua bebre enti mefa fidie so aka kire former executives nyina from constituency to the national level say me gina wo mo nem pacho so mo adwo bro man kro mo nyete say former executives anya adwuma bi omo ye adwuma ankasa enti eho ana me de ebesi na fe ya politics
so kakro hu ye on apa is to thank you to His Excellency John Dramani Mahamadi Kopiemu
King thank you to no a very 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 good it's a show of gratefulness obia ya juma ma okoda na se and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wan ko hokeke he went there with promises part in Baba and the government Adia me hwe ya metie ya am there were two things I am there for Lugu Power Dam no any airport no I will say what director of airports now uncle source fund na umfancy airport no and I think he also went further saying say gold mines are north no gold
savannah
PPP meaning say almost Scambra the cap say PPP say private public partnership and a public private partnership that's the government in any private sector no ebe can boom no more the see airport no and all can say look there's benefit in it because instead of transporting your gold via road no udigi ya uye ya na why then LFT e dey aba Accra na wo dey call So I think say their plan is to open up the Upper East region. So it's to open up the Upper East region, and I see it as a very good thing. A very good thing. This is something Bawumia failed to do. And I think John, His Excellency Dramani Mahama, pushes our agenda. And I know, say, by 4 years in Bedruno, the airport will be ready. And I know, say, all canons, crowd, say, we need overhead.
Oh, yes.
So I believe, say, the overhead, also, they will be, say, yeah, it was so overhead. They would do it.
And say, yeah, Sabia near Quine, I did to 2 years.
So I say, so no, that's to tell you, say, Obiani the expectations of the government.
Oh, yes. We want the no low range. I say, we want overhead.
Thank you very much. And I also say, assembly members, no, what's not on no. Okay, allowance and assembly.
How we take you?
Oh, yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, 1,300. Yes, and you're easy. And it's going to be consistent. And no government has been able to do this for the assembly members. We believe you say, Obibisa say, what about unit committee members?
Oh.
Once they are
assembly members,
because I believe say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama on him say unit committee members were but then there is no money in the coffers.
What do you say? NDC Amayeku. Yeah. Mumayenka Kayehu. Never power a assembly members. The late Professor Milstein.
Yeah.
Moto bags.
Yeah. Moto bags.
Yeah. Assembly members.
Yeah.
NDC wa dream team.
No, we share local government. Akasa. Local government. Say NDC Edibai.
Edibai.
Yaba Professor Ahoy.
They
are the fathers of decentralization in Ghana. So they know any party for the masses. So what I say, so anything that has that kind of social development, you're contributing to it. So let's go back to Papa His Excellency. Promise is not achievable.
Yes.
On can say this year or 4 years mandate, and I believe say. By the time baby you know there now I hear do now I was on here so I now it's taking a lot of things from them. His Excellency I know Timano, he has that yes to resolve that problem, and I know he's going to do it. Also resolving conflicts when it comes to tribal law. So when you're careful, so you need to do extensive consultations when it comes to resolving tribal conflicts, because that conflict, and yes, a tribal conflict. So as I say, at the center there's conflict. So how then do you resolve this issue? So as I say, and all the a friend is saying developmental agenda or the core Upper East. Look, no matter who you are, who say my region is going to benefit from all these things. The only thing needed now is peace and unity. Why won't you give peace a chance to reign, to bring development into the Upper East region and the whole of the northern sector? No? So I believe, say, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, our back door, he's doing a lot of consultations with the tribal, the chiefs, because almost all the chiefs are there. And he tried to speak almost every language there. Oka says 4 languages. Then I say so I believe that he has that foresight to resolve the conflict in the Upper East region. Boko is a place it thrives when it comes to business. So what I say, I have guys in Accra working now but originally they do business in Boko. So this thing is taking a lot from them, and I believe with these projects especially the dam, no, any airport, no, I believe the youth see airport it will create enough job for the youth there. You see, friends, power plant in Uswa, dam in Uswa, it will create enough job for them. Say, I can see roads in Uswa, I'm going to track Kwan Uswa. Kwan also, no matter what, a local, a friend is saying, youth now never use for SAP project. You know? So, for me, I think the people of Upper East are grateful to the promises made by John Dramani, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And I know, we know, Ghanaians know, say he's a Jumaura. And he's going to, no matter what, deliver. It's a talk and do. Talk and do. So I believe that our brothers in the Upper East region, thanks to Wezo and friends TVXYZ,
yes, and correct.
What we seek for now is what? Peace, so that development will come into the Upper East region. Now, more employment. Also, can be so when it comes to agric. Or see a hobby than the agric hub. So I say, so I know that agenda to transform the northern region. Because of the northern region, I mean the Bombako, like in the whole of northern region. So I say, because we have Upper East, Upper West, the Savannah, on developing a whole morning in look, he even cited say the personalities are Omanya portfolio was northern region. Look at someone like a friend is saying Clement Park, fine gentleman, Haruna Idrisu, Eyini, all these guys. And I know said for different tribes. So as learned as they are, no, they will come together. I know to make sure said the peace now will come into the Upper East and the northern region, no, just to settle and then make sure say development, they have been deprived for long. Because say curfew or musikano and now we use area day any trust police personnel and say soldier for no mobile. But when there's no curfew, some money will go into what development, and at the end, it is the region that will thrive. So I'm pleading, and I know people of the north very welcoming. So I say very welcoming, very industrial, very enterprising young men. Because abuya no. So I say, so I believe say this is that me can say but if Baumia wanted to solve the problem and can go see Sadia no Medina what in Samampong who say why won't you rather do it there?
No, yes.
So they remain there, learn a trade, remain there, and then work. So I say, so a misplaced priority. Sadly, a misplaced priority. So that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say our call Upper East region, all the promises we know say by the end of his term, now I hear.
Yes, in some the one and some and four pulmonary.
Yes, sure, say boys in it.
Serious. Also, King, a serious project to empower women need a very serious consultation.
No crap.
So I just say, also, Minister for a friend say natural resources. No, I can't say be revoking the licenses. No, or see before the license is given. No. I was somewhere there on consulting the community, but they didn't do it. From 7th December no, from 2017 to 2024 no, they gave out licenses.
Just for someone
yes, without consulting
the chiefs
and the community. So I say, look, mining, scum, but the fact is that
commission.
But the fact is that you need to do it tactically. Because when you see a friend is saying mercury, and mercury we know is poisonous.
Cyanide.
So in such a way say to area. How then do you retrieve the poison from it and then cover the place for farming? So I just say all these things are things that also can say they will need budget to stop the calamity. It is true.
And then here,
you just don't go season machines. Now, no, you seize the machines, then you make sure say Uber resolve some problems now where they created that one. How do you resolve it? Nso da ho, nso ata ho. Untumi fika say Uber two not egu edi atukata so sa. No, you need to what? Treat the water there. The poisonous water no, and sun wire there would not go so that to be good for what? For planting. So I say I can't say they need budget for it. We say no, he has done extensive work. They will need money to push him out of 9 reserves, Also Yanya 7. 9 now MPP for SSN. Yanya 7 out of 2. I can't 2. And all these things, we need to what? Regreen it. And also what do you call it? Trees. Planting all those trees, covering all those pit holes and what you need money. So what the minister is saying, we need money. Look, MPP4, they damaged our forests.
The crapper.
Almost saying your forest. They make sure say almost to like there is almost baby. Almost to say we have a regional chairman. Chairman want to me. I bet you got television so and you good and it's say. And I think it's one of the reasons almost using elections because almost postmortem no.
And then so
almost fair and also by
mumu ahemfo. Omo akroni ye
mumu.
Say na so original me ba no.
So you see say power
2 against 1. So original me ba.
Power is very transient too. Friend say king power the power now we feel who it's anopa we feel anopa na adias so sisi anu I know say omo keka omusa but omo ka omusa nwie until we start prosecuting them the moment say Ghana for me say MPP ebe wi ayen ye esika
this your crime say a omo former majority leader a chairman matter say na say so granting interview be no crime
I listen metie Ofrefredi
chairman sabons
Ofrefredi I listen to it okay me there I dey can say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama no with regards to the Galamsey fight he's going to do it and do it very well. Me idea as I'm saying minister no akano because on can say we are going to make sure say we end Galamsey. Or see they need resource, they need money, budget for it. But idea say ba ko any sa water guards no. You can't understand. So water gas now introducing. I do just that one I don't understand. Blue water for no, I don't understand. Because who share the explanation behind it, said they are going to be informants. Then how do you expose your informants?
Yes, how
do you expose your informants? So Adam Mekan said, look, we have military for they are very patriotic. So as I say, let's use the military. Say what
back me there go cross such a we say was say crop money idea. Security so sometimes enjoy mundi because it be more so it be more bad no more the can't fret or more be friends. It's me my code area was area where answer no be do hono no be any ho.
So okay, mean
security agencies no man be more if akamamani ma sama make be do hono no fi ho
say ho no omu didi
nti e feel say sanko fo ye adwuma betumi abo
ho no omu didi
security e for no this na be nti e ha adwene ye papa. Okay, once again my menfa happy birthday informer Ophelia ewe happy birthday madam Ophelia ewe baby awobiano ewe baby awobiano happy birthday enkomodini de pa Ophelia penamini bepɔ so aba na yɛabɛsrɛ anti bi tetegu ne dade ne abusua no nyinaa mimom ma meka wo sɛ ɛyɛ medimosis abua yɛ papaapa medimosis clinic and herbal center ɔmonom de medimosis ɛyɛ garlic capsules abɛdwa man so mepakyɛw ɛboa ma blood circulation ɛboa ma mbogya ne de afuru sane obi hɔ ana ne nsa ne nan ayɛ titiriti ɛno nso ɛma mbogya ne de afuru sane papaapa ekipu ɛyɛ cholesterol level na checke ɛde ma wo sɛ dɔɔso a bɛtumi abrɛ no ase ananaa no kakra ma wo saa so na nneɛma mbuo nipadua ne bɛyini na afio ebusi immune system edini yɛ medimosis garlic capsules pɛ bi na bobo wo yare wonya bi no mɛbɛbɔ papaapa yɛka medimosis yɛ ankyɛ wa wonim sɛ yɛ hospital nti ɛyɛ prostate disorder also sexual weakness many awayam problem, hypertension, diabetes, sciatica, typhoid fever, malaria fever, stroke, STIs also na omo dental clinic or omo dentist or born home body efan we no mudwumedi o white na wo se wo to wo se wo fele wo se ene ka ho no so wo kwa ombebo ye papa Adenta Barry opposite the police station Accra AESL building inside Ghana Highways Authority Accra Ministries here and Sana Ajay Kojo opposite school for the deaf and this will be who more Kumasi Ahimai Kokoben Santase Okwana so 02440 Southern Power Specialist Eba Hospital Dr. Akusia Edu Aya Yichicho Papa Pono Dan or so day or ya say hepatitis A, B, C, D and E. What will make it to Asiamos also Nasiatica a Okomebo fatty liver a prostate win on a 9 and Senebu pain with Bombebo also Nina no Moshe or compo and fibroid for any chemo be Twasiamo to do. Romacha Kumasi Fayasi Lake Busum Churu opposite just filling station Accra branch in Kwabenyapu Kwasi ACP Road Takrade branch Anaji Estate adjacent Anaji Eme primary school from 0244544422 and 0200383831 na unyo mundin komo Extra minote nso amuda hokroji wunye bi num ya pe bi num ate nso amode nso ayedi nua ne ndro bi egumetumi bo ni padua no ma wusi pisita tu num nso aye nso krope na mekamfo amo Steven Tornado apia nsuo no capito nsuo na mekamfo dia mawo wunye bi num ebebo ye papa pe 350 ml eno na IS ball no package ni ye 500 ml na ye 750 ml nti mekamfo extra natural mineral water e amo betumi aserve parties a family celebration occasion bi ase obekeza King Nicholas kan open do to akwaton a obetumi de wani akyerem osu Abebresa Street XYZ Broadcasting ya himfie ha wo ba dudu bi opeso to koton wo bank Robert ho obetumi ne din command obetumi afre 0596273546 and 0596273547 extra natural mineral water is simply natural Malcolm Mobias would wani kyerem ho a wonsa betumi akabi ho me pacho bebre ye weekend bia wo be wedding parties birthday celebration occasion bia wo ye bia no be pacho be bia ba ko pena make am for more ye for Safari Valley Eco Resort West Africa ha in Nietzsche Crockery district mountains here no be hu Safari Valley Eco Resort na wudru wa obi hu say no ho ye 4-star forest lodge resort wudru wa woni betumi age 24-hour wudru wa mo yes service bra drenenti ase so time obedru obiano on be treat you ye on be show as a guest no mama wani age mwa ye ntam fa ni hu ni TV so ana wo kozu na se kra ye zu na wo ha no ko asambo no hu zebra ne eye antelope ne mbo ahuru na wo kwa obetumi hu age nya hu ni mo twamfo yi omo canal sronko bi ha ye de kanu ni siswa na wonam so sa titimbom tabunubom na wo hwe me ekoso ho omo wo eye waterfall bi ho na so utumi ko gina so mframa pabon hu fa mapacho bebre omo recreational center enti mo bedi de omo restaurants wo ho obenya local ne continental dishes wo ho baby obeda uni problem accommodation omo private swimming pools ahro na wo ho enti weekend you no dofu bi betumi de omo ni achum wo Safari Valley Eco Resort na makase ne kre King Nicholas kai na mapacho bebre for reservation wo betumi afre 0596914394 na wa visit Safari Valley Eco Resort ma bibia etumi akonkan ma membra Madam Anita Disoso Madam intio
da si bebre me so kakra metumi akane se me wo hawo kakra
wo dem
me how ne say ye wo mu na MPBDD ye founder atem na ye call parliament yes e be sine ye ntehwe nti ebia ansa na week be end ya na next week e be kwa akoti
nti be sin no
be sin ye nyante
obi antumi nkyerɛ obi
antumi identify wo mu ni money pakro about but
obi apesa na meka
speaker ho ni akoti ni obeka enya saa
na kasa na nse obi kasa
enya saa
woni
mempese obi beka sei anase sei to ni pakro no otie mi MP kro no mpie no meka se wanya den
wanka
ni yie opa achow because ya anwrafo no we ye ni pakro out ya na enso te se obi oye saman
MP
because the moment ampanyimfo no di nsuo begu fom no be fresh saman no e be se wo ne emenya na nti mesre no ba bi owo bia wo mpie mra bonten no ne na busuafo ko kasa sorry
woni
me mo ye na nanom nkunya no bi nti oni pakro no wa ama na afi wo mo de wo kwa enya ye ne aye na ade nso wo ye wa wonya wo nko awo wo de fra wo ne wasefo
wasi na abehye
na ahye nti oni pakro ni tie mi a ompia bonte wo ye nipa wafum na be pa acho ni emfa yi enye den entu yi because entumi ntrama ni nidi ye papa from 79 ya chi na etutu ne more ne sa ne manya ebe se ne say at least one sacrifice anka Ghana by this anka wa ha hwankrom odi independent hwane ye de ye no sanye JDM ne late President Wilson Rollins anka nkroma kura di ayira anka ayira
the first republic first July njo mo betwem enye JDM
na sadia what you say ntino mesre obi a wonim se wo mo MPP fo na wo nim se wo mo kan ye no omo mpia bonte no wo meka wa meka na ya nananom sore na wo dane yare foforo bo wo ne wasefo a no obi anka o
nya fi no twe
no obi anfa meto ye so na anwrafo o
wo ida konwema na ye
na fa yin ko se na wo nyini ye ne dada o
afi na no be city
afi na exert so alaka se enti me pacho ni pakro no omra no mepa ye chow ne enko kankyere ye nananom se asem sei ena ayeden ena asi na ayemfa yie enye den entu yie because nkrofo bebre ya eya nsem bi ani som ka fa anwrafo nkra no mka bas ye kase ye pemma ye from ma anwrafo ma na mu nka na kure because ye di ajade enti ani mrade bia no pesa de ma wukunu yes because wo pesa de ma wukunu no hwe wo ma no ye bibia no nkyere sesa bia ye jimifo
ono no mo kire do ano obekasa bibia
ansa ye no wo be ma no na wo ye tire what you say me was kasa de wo me ma na ya wo dia enti wo se me koto ye den e de ma enti MP kuro no so honorable Bagben Kashi wiki mu de ede amiko hu mpanyimfo no na yakọ ho na omo nkyiro ni o ma nkyiro ni pakro na ye kuro mu fo no ye ne wo mpese omo ye na bibi tuo ni pakro ma obi ameblemu obi
no ni kasa refi me hu se mo so amre na yo ni bi se ne nkofo bi se o mu fi atem so
no omo so se na je bi dankwa Rollins ne kun no yani ekuje
na mo be counter na say dey ni mo he no
no mo mo so sorry
but what happened is that
okay
me who say
what be bia na
information
no information
no JB I think say they have realized family now realizes say it is only John Mahama or His Excellency John Mahama who can solve that problem for them because up till now no you who me okum JB Dankwa.
Oh, say na neighbor me hu say nkrofo bi started confess wo mom.
Oh fine. Eni nyina no allege.
And so person who be oku.
So o person who but to
me
talk about me ma be about our founder our mentor His Excellency the former late President Jerry John Rawlings. Asemna some member of parliament kan no new it's very shameful. It's very, very shameful. Also, I think
that man
Bema.
I know, sir. So, Danny and Nisha Nipano. No, Yen is so diamond. So, I can say so Nipani.
So, speaker of parliament, meaning say, on my 1 week, catch him. On my 1 week, say, Nipaquano, Embra Behunu. No, na on apologize.
And your crowd, half of them,
that's one year. Obe constitute investigative.
And I want more check because if you for any upgrade,
na mo twa mo ni na ewu ana wa ya
mo twan na so ni patron na fa ni mu na busua mu dia because me na nyame yo me problem
and na be CTVS wise it has rafatel
just to buttress my mother's point, you know, say Niawaya is sad and Unimu. And that day, no, me say, I pay you market. So at least their leader.
Only the hour of it.
On Niawaya.
Who couldn't yet? Yamawa Bodama on Krumwa. MP, our Bodama. You are laughing at.
No, I understand. I'm not laughing at you. No, you say. Why will you allow it to get madness? So what you say? Because Adia who want to be Adia Yenka. So and whoever it is, you know, is benefiting from the hard work of His Excellency John Wallace. Because fourth parliament, you know, fourth republic, on the ninth parliament. We catch say fourth republic, you know, under his watch, and they saw this current constitution. So you are also benefiting from. Thank you very much. So whoever did that, you know.
Mo dada papa ya manakọ baabi eni so okọ na mo wie no nti munim se we nso mo beka ayo me dey America tira wa mo yo
you know I know my mother's love for so me dey America tell say
na amaka o yo
kan bi kasa no
say kan amenka ngona
bon koko
togio mama o makuku dam na mi na mi acho anya bare awo gburo to mi afofo nchia ntu via limonya daka gburo mu new itami we na mi acho na mi echo mi odajio mi echochoga na manya na namo mi onye ayoga daw na mi jojoga najo ala bojibo fogoma na mi ni America nyina ansa ya mpanyimfo ne nsori ya nkwala ebe sori ni edi yie ayeden atu yie because untimi ntwan na obi papa a wonya wo hwe na kyese wo beka asam kase wo mo metre ne nipa wo ye den wo kunu bi etutu ne mo wre ye na yakayaka de ne sa ne ma de obi a enye de nka ho mfa ho teme de ne America ne so nipa kro mpiem ra ma anye ne yi na fe mpanyimfo de ukofie ye de ukofie a na wo ma ya amane na ya pa acho na su atwa basa wo ye wadwene sa wo de wonya bibi tu ne wabusua mo obi a ma ngrafo ho mo bia mangrafo ntimi gina mo fidie so asre onipa kromra wa fom o mepacho na tu onye de etu ntwa kakra metimi aka fa
ma yenhwe ma police and I security changes etumi aba yenhwe the service with integrity Ghana police ora dampare nyame adom say aban so abo adwuma odene adwuma bawie yeyi Mr. Christian Teteyonu ono no the new IGP police service audio monim na pani bia we di kan kasa Professor Asante ono so the assembly abetuja say ebehia say ombetumi provide sentintia yedi change the Inspector General of Police IGP won provide reasons how yedi change ora dampare former chair the National Peace Council a former presiding bishop the Methodist Church Ghana Professor Reverend Professor Emmanuel Asante na some they are to go so say excellency bra
pacho be bransa no obaye ofa dampare no bi ni ho
no bi ho
ade no yi ni free no de dampare bae na fi ade nti no mo beka say yema reason sana asa no ati so mi mu ayi bi so wo WhatsApp so a nkrofo bi so keka nsam tia NDC for say yakoma appointment bi nti ade nti na wo so nipa kro no wo de ne ba no wo na ye adwuma wo dadaada nti wo empene me we fie yi na say meja no meka mu
yan hwe security dey dampare changes here
I was here changing dampare onya ye bone ba wasom
ade da
wasom so no ne mas late mas na ye adwuma ana mebo na akire na na bae na wutie yiye no akotwa emfie we nyina enti wo so kwaje wa home na nipa foforo so ba ana se we boni bi enim na still no yema ne nsantena ho ani ese da bi ye besesa no ye di obi aba nkofo ho dada ansa no oba enso mo ma no sa respect no e ma ni bedi so enti se ye ne wa aban mu na president say we na me pesa me ne ye adwuma enti entokwa be na aba a wo mo sa betete ye me da me feel say NDC for no money eden mamu ntietie wo mo popo blibli na acheche wo mo osoro ntati ewra wo mo hwene mu nti no ma ye so confused awa afuo mo enwura mo enti mo me anya determine and focus me amu awa mo kra se duru wo mo so a na ne o mpese wo mo ye na wo mo so ba wo mo ntumi dictate ma ye ada wo mo ofa nkrofo na obi kasai obi ankasa de nti na adu ye de so a mo pese mo control ye anya mo na tro constitution no ana mo na tro ye mo so mo ntro bi na ya nko school da ya ne tro ye constitution
Reverend Professor Emmanuel Asante maintenance you papa
wa mo sare wa mo se wa mo ya asofofo wenum omu kotu ade no kra bi o kra bible no o kotu kra ye wrong o nso wa sheda obo quotation na wo kan ti unim se no wa no ya research won ko chiwempo nyankopon ade ye chiwpo nyankopon asam ye chiwpo temi da kakra metimi aka so omu ntimi hurunhura NDC fo no omu nyama yare ne ma what I said there obi ka say democracy me say we democracy democracy inti ya dey pasumdue omoma asumdue mra ne enko e be
chairman the National Peace Council also a former presiding bishop the Methodist Church Ghana professor
who's a reverend say
providing reasons
say who ever share politics more then I think the respect we have for the clergy man as he is it be too chain na ya call politics Osha Reverend Asante no or a two-faced person so at yes we or a two-faced I think the right word to use is a hypocrite so at yes and of a reasoner me man reason back his excellency John Dramani Mahama ba no okache dampare say nkrofo na yakun 8 no any all the election post-election violence in Yinano, investigate it. Up till now, 1 year. So I say, so say 1 year. That is an enough reason to sack him. And to Reverend Asante, I think reasoning Crawford, Yakum Crawford, and then the first gentleman of the land, I can say. At the end of the year, it was not under my watch. But investigate it. Now, nyomu here no, ya prosecutor. Bisane say, oh yeah, na se wanye. He's not done it. So ushe onono. Ushe other immigration head no. Is the basintale any mano 2 women no. They will say pleasantries call Flagstaff House and I think say president congratulate you but Dampare didn't get the opportunity because at least the first gentleman of the land now who are wage more than say no or Mawujuma say yeah Ghanaian citizens after elections so you're not doing the elections so you're cool investigate it 1 year so what I say so Reverend Asante, if you need reason, no, this is the reason for me. But His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and what's some more reason? He owes you no reason to tell you anything.
Oh man,
so I say because you're a and we know the term some hypocrites now they call themselves clergymen. No, I know. They want to start talking. But if they wear their political suits, we will wear our political suit and face them. So what I say, we will wear it and face them. I say, Koji Wahume. Now we add don't parry a Chinese scanner. Ebi call Reverend Fiana. No, it's just a question I'm asking. Ebi call the Fiana. So he has dirtied himself already. We all know him. We all know him. Share. The innovations about maybe painting and innovation. Painting of headquarters, and innovation. That day now, that day, you know. Look at how the people were joyous. Look at how they were happy for the first time.
Police national
for the first time, I ever said police.
Any adjust
leader.
Any national habo
all over. Look, we drive some coffee. You see airport area and hormone, and I know say more barricades, police. I don't know. I'm telling you, the policemen were asking. So that should tell you say something was wrong, and something is wrong in there. And
will be 8 years still.
Say Yeyina.
It's not so.
Say Ebia Yewofie. Na say Papa Papa Wofie. Na e mami e pam e papa. E the step father ba na say ni gia. It means say we don't have a good father.
No correct.
So as I say, it just we don't have a good father. So that probably he has served his country.
Yes.
Why the best?
Why the best? Why are they?
Yeah, can say on the best.
Why are they?
So as I say, no matter what you do,
you need a answers we are to provide a professor.
And I make a say, you need answer bia.
You need answer.
You need answer bia. For what I know, you say. He was given a task, a simple task to execute.
Yes.
So he deserves to be sacked. The police personnel, approve say, and something was wrong. And the Reverend Asante, if you want to come clean.
Okay.
If you come clean, we will respect you. But if you don't come clean, we will deal with you
I must
like our normal politicians. So, King, that was it.
Okay.
I think say XYZ Wezo, you've done so well. I expect say the party or the government should reward people like you because you've done well in the midst of certain things in only production team. You've done a lot, and I know say. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will not forget Adi Amoyeno.
Yeah, he who love best.
Mugabe must say yes. So the position in the commander of the
Gaddafi, I'm in feast, or Sasona, any more justice, that yes, Hafo region. Saso and Amamintia, a Fifi Bukutu, Wasuntia Kasenkomo Yepa. Fifi Brukutu ne abusiafo ni na mamfa na sekese emfema ye mame Anita Disoso former vice chairperson Edema NDC Amayeko osan ye former women organizer former deputy propaganda secretary former deputy CEO NADMO obaye ni ebedin komosa so na ye nia Abubakar Sadiq Suleiman or communication and research expert no dima kwetene so NDC Greater Accra chapter ekukudami na omobobo chidoma ye didwumedi bro if from Nicholas ya owusu also which me from Nicholas yes solid the clash of the titans ohenebabo amabene oninu ba beposo hima the news of 6 in a can bro TVXYZ Power 97.9 FM and ne Radio XYZ 93.1 nyame amba ochine besenesia bye bye
esia damase bebre
Melissa. I got many drinks and plans specially for you, so don't put me for waiting. Oh, any little thing that we do, she be between me and you. Happy birthday, this be your cake. The party tonight before my place. Invite all your friends, Rose and Kato. Disaster like me, they work for NATO. Oh my darling, yeah, Melissa. Post make a who could take me picture. If I no marry you in future, like a grace, I just wanna be a mister. Oh my darling, yeah, Melissa. Oh brony, Melissa. It's more watching, it's more pizza. Oh brony, Melissa. Oh my darling, yeah. Oh brony, Melissa. It's more watching, it's more pizza. Oh brony, Melissa. Oh my darling. Your love go because for the universities. Your body no be paper, but I love your properties. Hey, go tell your father, Mr. Socrates. Say I make ready to make you my missus. Oh my darling, yeah, Melissa. Post make a who could take me picture. If I no marry you in future, like a grace, I just wanna be a mister.